now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground. So we can fly again. 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 Oh, we can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. Traveling close to the speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
Like Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. We go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe. And I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again. So we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again. So we can fly again. So we can fly again.
as it seems. Time dilation is a law of nature.
Our way, and definitely going to be an interesting night for these guys. If they've been watching the Pro-Am, they should know what they're in for.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of them have been testing the weather because it's been forecast, I think, for most of the week, and thunderstorm racing in very wet conditions isn't easy to begin with, but racing it around this track where there's a lot of standing water on the track, it makes it even harder. We saw last night that a lot of people, especially Little Leach, where was having a lot of problems with the bus stop chicane. But then, to be fair, Little Leach was having problems keeping in a straight line in the pit lane.
He did indeed, but he did go on to win race 1, and also that Bozzy Boy also took a race win as well in race 2. And if you did miss the action, then head over to that video, please, and have a look for yourselves. But we are here at Daytona, Jamie, and a circuit that's very, very fond of us here at Simplay Motorsport. It's one of our favourite circuits, and to be honest, Daytona always comes on the calendar, usually at the midpoint of the season. And we love this place, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I mean, if you're in a Mercedes, you love this track. If you're in an Audi, for example, you absolutely hate it. I remember last time I raced this track was back in season 3. Liam was my teammate, and me and him getting swamped left, right, and centre in the Audi.
Indeed, for sure. As we are meant to be having an overtaker and Nick as well, but we haven't heard anything from him. I have actually messaged overtaker, and he hasn't replied back to me. So at this stage, no overtaker at this minute. A pit window here of lap 3 to a lap 12. And Jamie, there's some amazing things that's happened here at Daytona. Obviously, famously known for the Daytona 500 of NASCAR, but also holds the 24-hour of Daytona as well. And there's just so many amazing events that has come here. We come here obviously as well. We did the 24 hours of Daytona ourselves, and Mazda really again, our hats off, we said to him last night, for doing it. Yeah. And he did it again here, where he just went the whole night without actually getting out the car at all.
Yeah, so massive well done to Mazda for doing that, because I don't think many of us could stay in the car for the whole 24 hours.
Definitely not. Well, I did a good, I think, 6 or 7 hours. I think my longest stint was, and that was enough for me. But nonetheless, there's some interesting things coming our way here this evening. But also the championship standings looks like this as we head into Daytona. It's still Overtaker who leads the way, and 4 drivers are still mathematically in it, but 1 will drop out here tonight. And Sutty Apex here, not able to keep himself in the fight. He will go down as one of the drivers who will not be able to fight for the championship and no longer as we come to the final end of the season. Overtaker leads the way with 21 points ahead of Matt Imovic. And at the minute, Matt might be rubbing his hands together thinking, oh, here we go. There's no Overtaker. Could I score big here tonight and be a Mercedes as well? He needs to. Fury is in P3. He's also in the Mercedes as well. Can he gain on Overtaker? Or as Mazda's hit the wall there. Can he gain on those guys in front? P4 is Sutty Apex, and he will not be able to win the title from here. Then it is D Biggs in 5th place. 6th place is Peaceful Exposures. 7th is Gary 131. 8th is M Prava. 9th is Smoky Devil. And he's still in the top 10 at this stage, but he will get caught by Emo Guy or KLF 900. Most likely will be KLF, because there's still no Emo Guy either. 13th is Mazda, and he makes his return after a lot has been going on in his life, moving into a new home and having a new baby girl as well, so congratulations to him, but he's back on the grid. P14 is Argent, and he's currently away at the minute. Monkey Boy has made his return as well. Max Mulder in 16th. 17th is Neek, and 18th is Disco. The team's championship is still wide open to all the teams at the minute, but it's Jaeger Motorsport leading the way with 33 points ahead of Silence of the Lambos. And in 3rd place is Teletubby Motorsport. 4th is Smoky Dot Racing. 5th is Audio Sport Pro Lab. 6th is Pushing Limits Racing. 7th is Simplay Racing. And in 8th place is Slingshot Motorsport. And Sneaker Academy brings up the rear. And towards this night, Jamie, we should have an interesting night's worth of racing. A man who has always been very, very good here is a man who's currently top of the table at this minute. Gary 131 seems to be a Daytona expert, as Biggs has had a big moment through the bus stop.
Yeah, he has indeed. Who is that who's just going past?
I think it was Fury.
It was Fury indeed. But yeah, Gary has always gotten very well at Daytona without ever driving a Mercedes. This is his first time driving a Mercedes at Daytona, so that combination should work very well. I think all of his wins around here have come in the Porsche. I think most notably his London bus is back in season 2.
A lot of the guys in the chat are already asking when is the rain coming, and I'll tell you what, the weather forecast for the first half is going to be a little bit dodgy, but we'll make sure that the drama is coming. I can tell you that for sure. The drama will be coming, but for a minute I thought I'd give these guys a little bit of hope, you know, a little bit of taste of what it feels like to be in the dry but it won't last for very long. Guys, let's hear you in the chat when I see Peaceful Stepdad and PM Motorsport as well. Mummy D in the chat. Fury's granddad as well. Loads of people in the chat. Get your voices in. Let's hear from you. Fury's in the chat as well. And Twisted Tia always here to support him. M Prava in the chat also saying he is unable to race. And I think he's going to be thankful that he's not able to race. But Fury now goes top of the table. And if you were in any car right now, Jamie, and also obviously knowing what the weather forecast is, what car would you be favouring right now?
Well, it's a choice of two, really. I would say definitely the Mercedes is definitely the strongest for the circuit, but I wouldn't rule out the Lamborghini. If you can set that Lamborghini up quite well, especially on the infield, as it's now starting to rain on the screen. So from the look of it in practice, these are the quickest times that we're going to get. But yeah, I wouldn't rule out the Lamborghini here, because the Lamborghini is a quick car in a straight line. It's not as quick as a Mercedes, but I think it would just be that little bit better in the infield.
Yeah, definitely so. Obviously, with the cars on the grid, the Lamborghini would probably be the favoured one in these conditions. If I were to pick any other car not on the grid, I'd be looking at the Porsche. Probably would be the strongest car in these conditions.
Yeah, I'd say other cars that I'd possibly throw in there that would be quick around here. If it was dry conditions, I think you know which car I might say. It would struggle on the infield, but would be very, very quick on the oval section.
And that would be the Aston Martin, possibly.
Yeah, I think as well the Bentley would probably do quite well here, because that's got good straight line speed, and it's quite similar to the Mercedes as well.
Here is the rain. The thunderstorms are coming in, and PN says any car a DPI. I'm guessing he's referencing the American Le Mans cars, but I wouldn't mind an LMP, as we see there. I think that's Max just ahead of us. He's had a big wiggle through turn one, and there's the lightning. Here we are. Here comes the weather, and I think this is a good tell for these guys. If it is dry to wet, they get an idea of what the conditions are going to be like. They're going to know where the puddles form and all this lot. So it's not a bad session to be out there and learning the conditions, even though there is rain now. It's always good to know what is ahead of you. Even the pit lane, how much water is going to be coming into the pit lane, because we know, Jamie, that this pit lane is horrendous to come in.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Gary's just touched the grass. Yeah, it's a very quick pit lane as Gary looks very tail happy. I wonder whether he's still on the dry tyres at the minute.
I'm pretty sure. I reckon he is on the dry tyres. I reckon he's testing those out. I'm surprised that Matt's still in the pits. That's a shock. I'm surprised he hasn't gone out on track. Possibly having his dinner or something like that, maybe. But he's done enough. He's done enough testing. He's already been testing just before this session began, anyway. So he's still in the pits at the minute. He's missed the best of the conditions. But this man, he always comes out with the weird strategies. He always finds something to be good around here at Daytona. Can he pull it off again?
Yeah. So Gary's always goes for the alternate strategy. I think that's Peaceful going slow in front. Peaceful's on the grass. Gary's on the grass. Gary's round.
And I believe he's still on the slicks.
Yeah, Gary doing his best Peaceful pirouette in front of the master himself.
In front of his master, himself. But currently, a few guys in the pits. And again, these are the times you want to start coming out. And Matt says he's eating KFC. So that's what he's doing. But nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting night's worth of racing. A couple of facts about this track. Obviously, Daytona Beach, Florida. That's where we are located. Capacity can hold up to 100,000 to 165,000. The oval has been open since 1959, while the sports track has been open since 1985 to the present day. It's 3.5 miles long and it has a total of 12 corners. The oval itself has an angle of 31 degrees, so that's what they're going to be riding. The lap record is actually held by Alex Palou, an IndyCar driver, but he didn't do it in an IndyCar. He did it in a Cadillac DPI VR 2022 LMP, and he did a lap time of 1:33.7. Most famous runs here have been obviously Daytona 500 and also the 24-hour of Daytona. 50 miles north of Orlando, and a fun fact for you as well, Jamie. The track only installed lights back in 1998. Was the first time lights was installed here, and the facility cost $400 million US. So also
Expensive.
only very expensive. Also, only 3 drivers have ever won the Daytona 500 and the 24-hour, which were Jamie McMurray, Mario Andretti, and AJ Foyt. Are the only ones to ever win the 500 and the 24. So only 3 people in that amongst this list has managed to do that. Another fact that I also found out today from one of my work colleagues actually is that when Rolex was actually, I don't know if it was sponsoring or some form of involvement with Daytona, they released a watch called the Daytona, and only 500 have ever been made. So someone out there has got the Rolex of Daytona, and only 500 in existence, so that's pretty cool as well. And also the other fact that I have here is that the track is actually named by locals as the World Centre of Racing.
Yeah.
I can breathe now.
Yeah, it's really hammering it down now. I say this with the weather turning like this, it brings the Lamborghini back in. I think it brings it back onto a more level playing field. And I think as well, you can be really quick on the banking, but it's this section that matters the most. A perfect example of this is for those who have been around for a while would be me versus another driver back on this circuit. He was in the Mercedes, I was in the Lamborghini, and I was keeping with him on the infield, but on the outfield he was, or on the banking he was pulling away until he got until another driver more or less assassinated him.
Definitely. So we've had some iconic moments here at Daytona, some really good moments. Me falling asleep, for starters, was an iconic moment.
You have Kelly and Argent's battle. I think that was back in season 3.
Yep, back in season 3, they had a titanic battle here. Fury passing myself on the outside of the kink. That was an impressive move from himself. Gary and Little Leach opted to start on wet tyres. Then the rain came and went on to take an amazing race win between those two. We've had all sorts of great moments. I've been caught cheating here. When I first started, when obviously back in season 1, to the guys who weren't here that long ago, we actually ran default setups, but obviously due to tyre changes and fuel and all that lot, we were able to keep the options open. I didn't know this, and when we came here, I actually changed the ride height, so I was able to run the banking, and then I went from race 1 nowhere to race 2 near enough being near the front. So let's just say Matt wasn't too happy with me on that one when I first joined. So my first slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I'd say have you had any wins around here, Dan?
I don't think I've actually won here at Daytona. I've got a pole position, but I don't think I've won here.
No, so the pair the pair of us haven't had the best of luck around Daytona. I remember back in season 2, you being in the Ferrari, and down the street, you might as well have parked the car up. And
that's the fact I missed. That was the fact I missed. I knew I missed one, Jamie. Thank you for mentioning the Ferrari. In record, obviously, back in season 2, right? We had myself and Fury opted to go for the Ferrari 488, and if we go on Monkey Boy, I think that's the exact livery I was running as well. There she is, the exact livery that I was in, the number 2, and he does exactly what I did. This car currently in the real world holds the lap record here at Daytona in the real world, and it's the slowest car on the grid on this track in Project Cars. Just blows my mind. The lap record is a 1:44.5, which Gary's actually Fury's matched, and Gary is matched.
Yeah, the pair of them have matched. But the pair of them over 3 seconds quicker than the Max, and so we haven't seen Max time because he's too busy stuffing his face at the minute. As Monkey Boy cuts a little bit, hits.
That's the danger zone right there.
Yeah, Yeah, the puddle there. Who was just behind? That's D Biggs, and D Biggs has a massive slide, but he manages to hold it. So we saw a lot of cars lose it there last night.
Yeah, and if you did miss it, guys, go back and watch it. It was an epic stream to watch. Like I said, Little Leach taking race 1 and that Budgie Boy taking race 2. And who's going to take race 1 and race 2 here tonight? Obviously, with a dry start to this qualifiers practice session. As a lot of you saying that they do a light Daytona here, and Matt's still eating. He's still stuffing his face with chicken. So, with obviously this kind of weather that's coming around, obviously this practice session kind of just throws out the window. It's more for the drivers to test the conditions. Jamie, who are you looking at to possibly be a contender here tonight to win either race 1, race 2, or even both?
I'm going to say I think Matt's got a good chance. Gary's got a very good chance, just how quick he's around here. I think Fury, in the dry, he's going to be quick, but I just think with Fury driving style, we saw him struggle in the wet at Silverstone Classic. I don't think the wet conditions are going to suit Fury, so Fury's now going to prove me completely and utterly wrong. But yeah, I think Max could throw a surprise here, and I think Peaceful could as well, because Peaceful's he is quite a steady driver. Last week he was running right at the front until he decided to do his signature move.
I'll be looking at for qualifying. I'll be looking at one of the Mercedes for sure for qualifying. For the race, I'll be looking at any of the other more planted cars, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and Maz just lit up the rears and spun it around. He coming to that corner very, very quick.
I love the fact that Matt right now is giving me a little bit of a commentary as he's just telling me now he's on his last corner on the cob. So Matt will finally finish stuffing his face, getting rid of his greasy fingers so he can jump onto his wheel momentarily. As Monkey Boy comes through the banking right now, and obviously no lap times will improve due to the wet conditions here. And obviously with it starting out as a dry race to a wet race, the pit window goes out the window, but who knows, these guys might have to be dealing with this rain weather all night long. Who knows? The pit window will open at the end of lap 3 and will close at the end of lap will stay open until the end of lap 12. I don't know what I was saying there. And Peaceful was laughing in the chat saying me for pole. Anything can happen.
Yeah, Monkey Boy just ran it a little wide there. I remember back, I think that was to season two as well. Me and Lucas Rov, Keegs was a teammate. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Deeks back in season 2. Lost it on the infield, come sliding all the way across the infield and planted straight into Keegs.
I've also had contact with Keegs here.
Yeah, I remember.
I put him in a wall.
Yeah. and then ended up with a qualifying ban for Hockenheim? It
was, yeah. And a season or so later, Kelly then did the same thing to Smoky Devil.
Yeah.
I think it was Smoky Devil. Was it Smoky Devil? Yeah, I think it was Smoky Devil. Yeah. As Fury now coming into the final part of the circuit here, and as you can see here, it looks lovely and dry, but as soon as we change camera, the rain is back once again. And Jamie, these drivers are literally going to be earning their money here this evening. As Fury crosses the line, obviously no improvement as he started in the dry. Fury's got a lot on his plate here tonight. He really does need to put a final season together. I'm still waiting to see if Overtaker will join. He's not read my message, so I don't think Overtaker will be with us this evening at this rate.
No, if Matt has a good night, that could open. He can have a massive championship lead going into the final 2 rounds of Oschersleben and Monza. Oh, Mazda sideways through the bus stop. He's going to hit that puddle. He's very cautious on the throttle. Gets back on the power now. And he goes back to the pits. So we've only got one person left to complete a lap, and that would be Max Mulder.
No, it looks like he's got a little bit of damage to his car as well, so he's just testing the limits here, and that's the best thing to do at this stage of practice, is get out there and know what conditions you are dealing with. And also, it's always worth testing the pit lane. It's always worth coming in just to make sure you know where you're braking before that all-important qualifying and race session comes into play, as Max comes into the banking now.
Ooh, he's had a wiggle on the bank and he's into the wall. Yeah, he had a wiggle through there. A very, I don't think he would have completed the lap anyway. I don't think he had enough time. But as well, with me having lag around there, I'm pretty sure you remember me bouncing around the outfield. I
think I spent more time watching you go to the sky than actually stay on the track, as Fury currently is leading the votes for pole.
Ooh, Matt looked like he was reversing in the pit lane, but I think that might just be a little bit of lag there.
We also think we found out the reason why we had a little bit of issues last night. Obviously, due to the way Project Cars works, it does not like American circuits, because as you can see there, if we go back to Gary, sorry a moment, Jamie, obviously in the pit lane, they don't have a garage as such. They are basically American style boxes, so when a car retires, it goes in a box. So if you're in a team and a car retires, then you can't pit, basically, and Peaceful will not take pole position here because he has given himself a one-place grid penalty already. And another thing I noticed as well last night, Jamie, a lot of Pro-Am drivers not knowing how to exit the pits.
Yeah, a lot of them seem to be under investigation for their exit of the pit lane. Who have we got first? That looks like Kelly is the first out on track. Matt said last night he really enjoyed this camera angle. As D-Biggs behind you, he's going to get a nice toe off Kelly.
See, I don't actually like that camera. I think that camera is so annoying. There's a car currently off in the middle of the infield, just coming up to the end of Sector 2. So I'm not sure who that is. Mazda is still currently in the pits. So
as is me. I reckon it was Peaceful that went off because Peaceful's now back. There's two cars there's a load of cars right together. It's not Matt. So
is it Fury, Gary, and I reckon no, it's Fury.
Monkey.
It's Monkey Boy. Surely it's Monkey Boy. Yeah, it is. He's
he's now pulled out of the way. Is Kelly still the first man? Yes, he is. So D-Beg's is going to get a nice toe. Now, Dan, who are you putting your money on for the pole position for race 1 tonight?
Looking at the current order of cars on track, I'm going to say Matt for pole position, just due to the thing. I think the best conditions will be now, even though the forecast is like it's meant to dry ever so slightly towards the end of the session. It's not going to dry enough, so now is the best conditions. I'm going to say Matt for pole.
Yep. Yeah,
yourself.
I'm going to go Gary for pole position.
So I've got Matt, Jamie's gone Gary, but majority of you have voted Fury. Get your votes in, guys. Also, if you're new to the channel, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss a single action here at Simplay Motorsport, where we bring you the best GT3 and F2 championships. Many ideas coming your way. ACC on its way. We're talking about possibly a Rallycross championship challenge as well. All sorts of things on the tables, possibly bringing the LMP2s back on track as well. But KLF is going to be setting the benchmark here as he heads into the bank section now, and he looks like he's on a fairly clean lap as Biggs has gone deep.
He's in the wall. And that'll be him back to the pit lane, and it is indeed. Max is in the pit lane. Mazda still hasn't come out of the pit lane. So is Mazda thinking of starting last here, or has something else got his attention at the minute?
I know what Mazda's doing. I know what Mazda's doing right now. I think he's opting to start last here on purpose so that he can avoid any incidences that happens on track. So it's not a bad tactic, but it could get him into trouble as well. As Gary's also back in the pits, as is D Biggs. But KLF is going to set a lap time, but look who's coming right behind him now. Matt has had a very good lap here. He's not actually too far off the back of KLF. Max actually sets the benchmark because obviously that is an out lap for them. But KLF towards 9. What can Kelly do? The only sole Audio Sport Pro Labs Lamborghini towards the line. Look at Matt, a 50.8 there. He found 3 seconds over Kelly in just 1 lap.
Yeah, they nearly make contact. Matt's now run wide. You've got coming to the line now. There's a car in the middle. It's Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy coming to the line. He's going to go
P4.
Smokey's coming into the pit, so has he got damage? Fury, only 0.08 of a second off Matt. But Kelly in third at the minute. We're still waiting for times from Smokey, Gary, Mazda and D-Biggs, but we don't think we're going to get one from Mazda.
I'm pretty sure we won't get one from Mazda. I reckon he will be starting at the back on purpose here. As Max currently in P5, he's obviously still trying to get a lap together. That was his out lap. This looks like it's another out lap by the looks of things, so he's not had the best of laps here.
I think the time that he's put in is actually when he's gone back to the pit, so I imagine his pit box, his pit box is before the start-finish line. So as he's coming down the pits, it's then put a lap time in for him.
Oh, he does not want to be down there. He crosses the line and goes P5 still.
Yeah. Does it stop raining?
It has stopped raining, so there is no more rain. So the rain has come to an ease. The track may improve, so you might want to be on track now. Maybe this is what Mazda's been waiting for. But obviously, more cars on track, the more the water will clear as D-Biggs comes towards the line now. He's on an out lap, I believe.
Yeah, it'll still put a lap time in for him. It does indeed. He goes above Max and Peaceful. There's a 2 coming to the line. I think that, who is that going to be? It's not Smokey.
Matt and KLF again? Or was it KLF?
No.
One was KLF. And he's improved.
He has indeed. It wasn't Matt behind him though. It was that Peace Explosion. Peace has gone up to P5. Who have we got now coming to the line? Is this... It's not Fury. Fury's binged it in the pit wall. It was Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy to the line. He improved by 2 seconds. So the times are starting to tumble. There's someone at the bus stop. Who is it? It's Gary.
He looks like he's got a little bit of damage there, possibly from an out lap earlier on. But Gary 131 now towards the back end of the circuit. Can he improve on his lap time here and put himself up a little bit higher? He's currently not got a lap time on the board, so this is probably an out lap for him as well. Gary 131, probably one of the most successful guys here at Daytona. He puts it in the wall. What is Gary doing? As I just big him up there towards the line, Gary puts the time. He doesn't because he's tapped the wall.
Yeah, we've got another car. That's Smoky Devil at the bus stop chicane. He get the bus stop. He struggles with the puddle, but he's still going. And Smoky Devil hasn't got a lap time in yet. 2 minutes 36 left of the session. There's a gaggle of cars just behind. One's KLF, one will be Peaceful, and there's one just behind. Behind them.
Might be another Mercedes, I reckon. But I think Smoky Devil towards the line. Is he going to finally get a lap time on the board? He does indeed. He goes P7.
It is Kelly next, and I imagine it is Peaceful behind. There's Peaceful, and it looked like it was D Biggs behind.
Who was it behind? We'll see in a moment's time. But KLF looks like he's finding some pace out there, and he does improve. KLF goes still P3, but he's finding time out there. Kelly really seems to be enjoying these conditions while everyone else is struggling. Max now towards the line. Can he improve on 8th place position here towards the line? Is Max going to go any higher? He goes P7.
Yeah, P7. Who was that coming towards the line? Was that Matt? No. Who was it? Monkey Boy. Yeah, it was. He's found
more time. He's improved as well. Everyone's improved. Peaceful is done. This is the crucial point of being on track now. We've only got a few minutes left of the session. Fury crosses the line. He does not improve. Obviously an out lap for him. Conditions still look a bit sketchy there, but some of the circuit is dry.
Yeah, some of the circuit is dry. Here comes Gary. Gary now going to put a lap time in. If we go on board with Gary, what's the track looking like? That's looking...
P3 for Gary.
He goes P3. Who's coming to the bus stop? It's not Matt. It's not Fury. Who is? Is it Smoke? It is. It's Smoky Devil. Smoky Devil. 3 sector 2. He's 14 seconds up. He could be on. He could chuck himself right to the front.
I reckon that'll put him between KLF and Peaceful at this rate. At this point, obviously the track is still greasy as such. It's still wet in places, and obviously the puddles will catch people out. And I know a few drivers in Pro-Am tried the slicks, and it did not work for them whatsoever. So Smoky Devil towards the line. Has he improved? He looks like he was 16 seconds up. He goes P4. Can KLF improve? I think he's next. No, he's not. It's who's...
D-Big's next. D-Big, whoever is last on a lap. So it'll be one of these three. It'll be whoever is behind Kelly. Biggs goes on to pole position. Kelly, it's Matt who's going to be last. Matt goes even quicker. Matt is going to be the last person to set a lap. Whereas Fury's in the wall, so Fury's not going to improve. It's down to Gary to nick it off his teammate. It's Max now coming to the line, but he's got damage and looking slow. But can he find any time? No, he can't, and he ends up flying into the wall.
He does end up in the wall. Gary 131, he's 2 seconds up on his best. If he's nailed the bus stop chicane, he should be able to find that half a second. Right now, that would put him behind his teammate, and it would be an all Jaeger Motorsport front row. These dry conditions have caught people out because they have to be out there at the last minute.
They do indeed, and I think Matt is side by side with Kelly, but we'll see Gary come across the line. Can Gary improve? Gary goes up to second, so at the minute it's a 1-2 for Jaeger Motorsport. So
it's just Matt and Kelly left out on track. It's just those two. Matt's down. Matt's bailed. It's just KLF.
It is indeed.
Kelly needs to find 2.8 seconds to take pole position here. He's the last man on track. He's the last person to set a lap time. He's looking for the water to keep the tyres cool. Into the bus stop we go. Can Kelly take his first pole position here as Simplay Motorsport in the Pro? Negotiate the bus stop. He does so. Across the chicane he goes. Towards the line. He's 6/10 up. Oh, he just needed more.
This would put him into P5. It would put him above Smoky Devil, though. If he can find any more time, he could be on the second row of the grid. I think Kelly would be loving that. Kelly down towards the line. Can he get onto the second row of the grid or jump Smoky Devil? He comes to the line. We'll have to wait and see.
Kelly towards the line, and he puts himself fifth. He does find the time and gets ahead of Smoky Devil, but it is going to be Matimovic who takes pole position here, an extra point for himself. Gary 131 will start alongside him with D-Biggs in P3. Fury will start P4. KLF will start 5th. 6th will be Smoky Devil. 7th is Peaceful Explosion, but he will go down to 8th after his grid penalty. So Monkey Boy will go up to 7th, Peaceful in 8th. Max Mulder will start 9th, and Mazda opting not to qualify so that he can start at the back of the grid. No overtaker here tonight, nor Emo Guy, nor Neek. No Emplava, no Sutty, and no Argent, so we are missing 6 drivers here. Jamie, this is going to be an interesting race here. Matt is on pole position, and Jamie, let's just go on board Matt a minute. Let's see what the conditions are doing, because this camera angle isn't the best. And look at that, the thunderstorms are here.
They are indeed. I'd say with it being a rolling start, it's a bit better than having a standing start, because you can quite easily spin the rears up whilst getting away from your grid box and lose it. But I think I'd say Matt is probably gonna win this race. I don't see Gary challenging Matt too much for the chat because of the championship, unless Matt makes a mistake.
See, I think Gary's going to a win or lose situation here. I reckon Gary 131 isn't going to be caring about Matt Championship. I reckon Gary wants another win and obviously keep his record here at Daytona, as he's quite successful around here. So I'm going to go with Gary on this one. There is a vote out now to the guys who are currently watching. Get your votes in on who you think is going to take the first win here. Reminder that the pit window is the end of lap 3 to the end of lap 12. If they do pit out of that window, they will have to do another pit stop. But with these conditions, Jamie, I really don't know what's going to happen in this race. Currently 19 of you watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Jamie, what are we going to expect here? Chaos, I think.
Chaos. Although hopefully everyone keeps it clean because I don't want to be busy with stewards' inquiries on. I don't know what's going on there. D Biggs and Smokey have got penalties already, so it's done what it did last night to Little H. So they get. Matt leads away from the line. D Biggs is up to second already.
Oh, I think what's happened there is it's not been an auto start. It's been a manual start there. I think it's been a manual start, so some of the guys have been caught out there, expecting it to be auto. But it is Matt going into turn 1. 5 seconds for the top for D Biggs and Smokey. I'll probably take those 5 seconds away, because that's my mistake there. Yeah,
D Biggs is sideways. Has he lost it? I think he's kept it going. Where's Gary? Gary's right behind him. Fury side by trying to get past Gary. But at the minute, Matt is trying to streak away. Monkey Boy's in the wall already. Mazda, I think, has been involved as well. Max has made a brilliant start. He's up into 5th. He's put pressure on Fury. Gary's got back ahead of D Biggs and is up into 2nd. He can charge after his teammate. But Matt already has got a fairly decent lead. And D Biggs looking up the inside of Gary. That's never going to work.
Smokey's gone deep.
Smokey has gone deep. And that looks to be peaceful. Looking at Kelly has lost a place off the start to Max Mulder. But here comes Fury with the quicker Mercedes. And here comes Max as well to further relegate D Biggs. They're both in the same car, but D Biggs is coming back at Fury. They're going to go 3 wide. Fury cuts back to the outside. D Biggs is on the inside. They've got to give each other room. Max is going to try and look for the cutback. And Gary spun it. Fury makes contact.
D Biggs cuts the chicane there, and Max, I don't know where Max is going.
He's not drawn the corner, and he's on the infield.
He will lose loads of time in there. He will not be able to keep that car there, and he's going.
And he's hit the wall. He sinks into the ground and has got major. But Matt has got a 3.5 second lead already. Fury has dropped down to 9th already after his contact with Gary. Max has kept on going. But Gary's made a mistake because D Biggs has now got through. They go side by side through turn. Stephen Peaceful and KLF are side by side. Kelly going for 4th place. Kelly on the grass and loses out to Smoke. They're side by side. He's side by side with Smokey Devil. Can Smokey look underneath? No, Mazda's lost it. Mazda's off at the hairpin.
Mazda has dropped it, but it is still Matt leading the way. He's got a decent gap of 3 seconds now, as D Biggs is now up into 2nd place position and is on his way to try and hunt Matt down, but obviously carrying a 5 second penalty. Oh, Smokey had a moment there. So KLF has got back ahead of Smokey Devil. KLF's got back ahead of Smokey Devil, as now KLF is now onto the back of Peaceful Explosion. This is going to be an interesting fight. Can Kelly get himself on the podium here, as Biggs is just struggling into that corner there, as all the rest of us, Max and Fury nearly go off as well.
Yeah, they both went deep. Mazda and Motorsport now off the back. But this man, what an opening lap with no overtaker here. He's making the best of the situation that he's got and trying to disappear.
He is trying to break the group as quickly as he possibly can. Remember, lap 3 till lap 12, the pit window will open, so the guys who are carrying damage will have to go as long as they can. But look at that puddle, Jamie.
Yeah, Gary was very, very slow through there. Has everyone got through fine? I think so. Mazda's not too far off the back now. He's about 6 seconds off the back. But Peaceful He's in the slipstream of the Mercedes. Well, it's the Ferrari about.
Look at Smokey Devil in the background. Look at Smokey Devil in the background. He is just now past KLF, and he's got the straight line speed. Here comes Max as well. He's looking to make a move on KLF. Peaceful, not quite got enough here. As Little Lee says in the chat, last night was terrible, and at the minute these guys, and Max sends it and goes very wide, but he gets the job done, and KLF's cut back the inside. I know he will go around.
And Smokey, he makes contact with Smokey, and Kelly's now down into 8th place. Peaceful couldn't get past Gary, but it was good. It was actually quite good to watch the Ferrari reel in the Mercedes down the straight. And I reckon there might be a little tear in your eye, Dan, seeing the Ferrari do that.
Well, he's driving in the wet, so it's an equaliser for him, you know. I did it in the dry when they were all at their best, especially the Mercedes. But at the minute, Peaceful Explosion currently still in that 3rd place position.
Yeah, Max right on the back. D-Biggs has now tried to make a bit of an escape, but Fury goes deep. This is going to present an opportunity to Max. Now, is Fury going to get a run?
He is.
Fury's already got the run on Peaceful, and he's up into 4th place. He's now going to be hunting after the Jaeger Motorsport Mercedes. But here comes Peaceful back at him. Peaceful gets in the slipstream. He tucks in behind. Peaceful goes for the outside. Fury's going to be on the inside for the bus stop chicane. Max has got the popcorn out in the background. Fury later on the brakes. Max is having a look up the inside as well. And Max is off on the
There's
grass.
a car off. There's a car off in the chicane. I think Biggs had a moment. Yes, he has. Biggs has dropped down to 5th, 6th, and he's soon going to be further down as KLF has got past him. Smokey Devil has dropped it as well.
Yeah, and Smokey's put it into the wall because there's damage on that Mercedes. And look at the gap Max got. Now is 7.6 seconds. Fury up onto the podium. Max is 4th after he cut the corner at the bus stop, but he'll argue that he was pushed off by Peaceful. So that'd be one to argue in the stewards room. Gary runs a little bit wide. Fury getting right onto the back. I think Matt has made a tiny mistake because the gap's coming back down.
It seems to slow. It gets shorter as he comes through the hairpin. There's Fury's going around the outside, and he's dropped it.
Dude, Fury's off into the wall, and that's going to be major damage for Fury. That promotes Max to 3rd, Peaceful to 4th. Where's Kelly in all of this? Kelly's too far back. And there's D-Biggs and trying to get past Kelly.
Right now, the pit window is open, and these guys haven't opted to pit for some of these guys. There's a lot of the Pro-Am boys in the chat saying this weather is horrendous and too dangerous probably to be running, but Pro-Am had to run it, so now the pros are in it. And, Biggs hits the back of KLF there.
Yeah, Biggs does hit the back of KLF, and yeah, we're not F1. We won't put the red flags out now.
A big bolt of lightning there as KLF's really slow everywhere. Biggs.
And is Mazda's now going to be side by side, but he's not going to be able to get past that Audi, and I think Biggs just ran him a little bit wide there. Max and Peace will have a little bit of a battle, but we'll stay on board with D-Biggs and Mazda, because Mazda should get the job done. Mazda goes high, and D-Biggs positions himself in the middle of the road. Where's Mazda going to go? Mazda's going to go for the inside now. D-Biggs to the outside, and the Mercedes there should be a cakewalk for the Mercedes. He's down the inside, and D-Biggs just goes straight off, and he's got to cede that position.
Oh, Kelly's gone straight on as well. He's cut the chicane. So D-Biggs carries on there. These conditions are horrendous. This is why these guys are the pros, and that's why they're racing in these conditions. And it is Fury now trying to hunt down Peaceful and Max as it's still raining here. These guys obviously going as long as they can here. Reminder that the pit window is lap 3 to lap 12. So all these guys choosing to stay out.
Yeah, they are. They are at the minute. No one making any Fury, as I say that, Fury ran it a little bit wide. Mazda's now got past KLF, so Mazda's now up into 6th place after his spin earlier on. They've all started to calm down a little bit, trying to get into their rhythms.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to get back into the flow of things. The conditions really don't look like they're going to improve much, so they're going to have to get used to these wet conditions here, there, and everywhere. So we will see what happens here. Fury looks to try and get the undercut on Peaceful.
And he's
but
got him.
He has got him. Usually there is more grip on the outside, and Peaceful just has nothing to argue with Fury there, and Fury goes through. As all these guys manage to avoid the puddle, but Fury now drops it, and Peaceful are managing to avoid him.
Yeah, Fury has dropped it. And there's Mazda, KLF, and D-Biggs. I think D-Biggs has dropped it. He has indeed. Smokey's 3 seconds behind. So Smokey's going to start to catch up onto the back. This corner start catching a lot of people out.
It is indeed, and that's that big puddle that's just out there. But the worst one is probably the bus stop chicane, as they all try and negotiate it. Matt has not dropped his pace whatsoever, staying in the 53s, while Gary's matching him. Max isn't actually far off their pace either, as they all try and negotiate their way through the bus stop. And look at the state of it.
Yeah, Kenny cutting across the
he's in the wall.
He's in the wall trying to put the power down, and is in the wall. Is he going to come into the pits this
also,
time?
D-Biggs has gone off as well. D-Biggs has gone off, and that's allowed Smokey Devil back ahead. So these guys absolutely struggling in this one.
Fury's coming into the pits this lap. Mazda continues on. Fury is the first one to stop. It's a Jaeger Motorsport 1-2 at the minute, with Max Mulder in third. Doing very well in the Audi. Peaceful just behind in fourth, about 2.7 off the back. Mazda is now up into 5th place. KLF is 6th. I think D-Biggs is coming to the pits as well. Smokey in 7th. Fury and D-Biggs are in the pits in 8th and 9th. And Monkey Boy a long way back in 10th. Fury's away. D-Biggs is not. How long is D-Biggs going to be?
How much damage is he carrying?
Gary's made a mistake. Gary's made a mistake. Max is up into 2nd, and here comes Peaceful for the podium. The Ferrari on.
Oh, Gary's off again.
Gary,
he's got it.
He's managed to hold it. Mazda is getting ever closer for this podium, so it's no longer a Jaeger Motorsport 1-2. Max Mulder into 2nd place. The last time there was a wet race, I think Zolder was in Pro-Am was wet, was it not?
It was indeed.
And Max won both races, so Max is a very good wet weather driver. But has it stopped raining?
It looks like it's just raining. Stopped momentarily for a minute. Yeah, there's no rain at the minute. So Matt's lap times. Look at his lap time 52. Peaceful has gone round.
And Mazda is up into 4th place. I'll be hunting Gary 131 down. But so far, Matahimovic has had it all his own way. At the minute, it's finger licking good for Matt.
Especially after his KFC. Yeah, Matt really have not been bothered at this minute. A lot of practice, a lot of testing on track for him. Some of these guys obviously don't get as much practice and as much testing. He's probably been watching the weather all day long, knowing what was coming at him. And still no overtake, obviously choosing not to want to race tonight, obviously. So bit of a strange one, that one. Not seen him or heard from him. So either way, Matt will gain points on him now, and that will put him in the championship lead if he finishes in this position.
Yeah, and his pace isn't slowing. As the track dries out, he gets a little bit deep there, but he's got an 11-second gap. I don't think it's going to bother him too much run a little deep.
You say that, Jamie, but like I said with Matt last night when we were with Bozzy, he obviously was catching Little Leach towards the end of race 1, and he just kept making silly errors, and he would lose time after time, and he ended up dropping further behind the pack. Matt obviously may be leading this race, but it's all about consistency in these wet conditions. You might be fine one lap, but the next lap something might change and you might get caught out.
Yeah, he might well do, but say at the minute he's got it under control at the minute. 12 seconds is the gap between him and Max Mulder as Max Mulder comes into the bus stop chicane. Max is just hitting that puddle. What about Gary? Can Gary come through front? He has a wiggle. Where's Mazda? Mazda's going to be right behind you. He's going to have to run on Gary. Is Mazda going to get the pole?
He didn't. He had to do the same as Gary there and just maneuver through the puddle ever so slightly there. So Mazda won't have the run. That bus stop chicane is really struggling here for people.
Yeah, it is indeed. Peaceful's got it right this time. What about KLF? KLF's had a little slide, and is this going to present Smoky Devil with an opportunity? Yep, Smoky Devil goes up into 6th place, and that relegates KLF down to 7th.
Smoky Devil now on his way up as Mazda going into turn 1, and these conditions here are not the best for these guys. It's dried out ever so slightly, but how long will that weather stay there for, as we are forecast for more rain? So as of right now, it's just drying up so slightly here. Matt's improving his lap times. Mazda looking to try and make a move on Gary 131 at this stage.
Yep, and KLF has come into the pits to do his mandatory pit stop. So Fury might jump him. I think Fury is just in the second part of the banking, but KLF is away. It is a very pit exit is very tight, and we've seen a few people make mistakes around there. We saw Stealth Sloth last night actually take that line on lap 1. I thought there was a slow moving dot. I thought Kelly had put it into the wall, but no, he hasn't. He comes out ahead of Fury, and you can just see Fury behind in the background. But I thought Kelly had spun it then, but no, he has. Mazda is now right on the back of Gary.
He is right on the back as they.
And Gary's had a wiggle, and they're gonna. And they kiss again, and they're in the wall. Matt's in the pits, and Peaceful Explosion is handed 4th place on a silver platter.
He has indeed. PN in the chat saying trivia time. They have renamed the bus stop in Le Mans chicane, and the first chicane at Le Mans is now the Daytona chicane. There's an interesting fact for you. So the bus stop chicane here is called the Le Mans chicane. As Max now into the pits as well.
Yeah, Gary had to continue on. But then again, I don't think he did, because Matt was on his way out. I thought he'd nearly hit the pit wall. Now, he's going to come out with his teammate. His teammate is just I thought his teammate was holding back there. But Gary just gets in front of Matt.
He does indeed, as we will end the poll there. Matt on 50% of the votes reckon is going to get the win here. Gary just behind him, but Gary is now your race leader, but still yet to pit. That's how much of a lead that Matt had, and Max is taking a long time in the pits. Yeah,
is he fixing his damage? Kelly and Fury are gonna jump him here.
At this rate, it looks like they will do, as they are flying through here, and I think Fury is right on the rear end of KLF here. He's getting close. Oh no, it's Fury, sorry.
Fury is ahead. Max still hasn't moved. He could lose out to Monkey Boy yet, or Andy Big, so Max could go from 2nd to last. Has he got engine damage?
Engine almost blew up. I was doing so good. He's shut the radiator. Oh no. That's why he's in the pits. He's ruined it for him. Monkey Boy is into the pits now.
Yeah, he is indeed. Yeah, that has ruined it for Max Mulder. Hopefully he can come back at race 2. Oh, Gary had a wiggle right in front of his teammate. I bet Matt would have had a heart attack when he'd seen that.
So this promotes now Peaceful up into P3 technically. So unless Fury pulls his finger out and he's able to catch on to the back of these guys, we could be seeing the Peaceful Explosion on the podium here. The Peaceful Pirouettes might make an appearance on the podium here, as Monkey Boy now exits the pits as Gary crosses the line and chooses to carry on at this stage.
Yeah, Max has finally got away, and he's nearly a lap down. And Gary runs a little bit away, and I think he's just going to oh no, I thought he was about to hand it to his teammate. He's going to make Matt work for it. Matt up the inside, don't worry, bring yourself. Near. Now got back into the lead of the race, and Gary's still got a pit. Everyone behind has still got a pit stop to make. So Gary, Peaceful, Mazda have still got a pit stop to make.
Smoky Devil is in. KLF has lost a lot of time to Fury at this stage. He's dropped 6 seconds back behind Fury, so something's happened to him. Maybe he's had a moment through the bus stop chicane once again. But
yeah, he has indeed. Smokey is on his way.
It's raining again. We got the rain back again, Jamie. The rain has come back by the looks of things.
Let's go on board. Yep, the windscreen wipers have come back on Swicky Devil's car. And
So
it has indeed, the rain has come back. So has Matt hit it at the right time?
Have these guys gone for a false sense of security here and gone possibly to put slick tyres on? Possibly not, because it is that wet round here. Slick tyres would be a silly thing to do, as Biggs is back into the pits once again. He's had more damage by the looks of things.
Yeah, look, it looks like it, or has he just burnt his tyres out? Or did he? No, he hasn't changed. I thought he'd have changed. Thought he changed onto slicks for a minute there, where we just saw the mechanics go to work on his car, and that promotes Magnus Mulder back up into eighth place. Mazda is on the back of Piesel, but Piesel is into the pits now. It started raining again.
Yeah, Piesel is back in. We're still waiting on Gary and Mazda to come into the pits. They've only got one more lap to come in, so lap 11 at the minute. Both of these two have got until a lap 12 to get themselves into the pits here. But Matt leading this way at the moment, and all these guys lapping relatively well at the minute. Oh, Gary with a big slide there.
Yeah, Gary looks to be pushing a bit too much at the minute to try and catch his teammate. Garrett, he isn't racing, Matt, and he probably needs to think about Piesel and Mazda behind him.
Yeah, because they are starting to catch him relatively quickly here. And just got to keep an eye on the weather, obviously due to Daytona being behind us in time. And just have a look at what race 2 is looking like. And let's just say these guys are going to be enjoying these wet conditions for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, they are indeed. They're going to need a nice dry towel after this race.
Definitely so. Gary still stays on track though. He's still got Mazda and Peaceful wanting to try and catch him, but Peaceful at the minute is possibly on his way to a podium. Anything happens to the leaders though, he could be in the box seat as well. Matt though has got such a gap here, as there's a car going off in the Le Mans chicane. I think that is Monkey Boy letting the leaders through. Oh, another car's gone off as well. That's Mazda. He's had a moment in the Le Mans chicane. He's got going again, and he's got damage to the front end of the car as well.
Yep, so he'll be in the box this time, and that could mean Peace Explosion has got a podium. And we said earlier in the week that Peaceful didn't do very well around here whilst he had the Mercedes. He's got in the Ferrari, and he might have a podium.
And come Mazda as well, so that is now everybody who is pit within the correct pit window. Mazda slowing right down and gets it stopped. Peaceful Explosion is now actually in the banking now. It's going to take him a while to catch on to the back of Gary. Gary's already moving. This is going to be tight actually, Jamie. This is going to be quite tight. Yeah,
I think... No, yeah, it might be... It is going to be quite tight, so with Gary battling with his teammate, but no, I think Gary is going to have that as long as he doesn't hit the pit wall. And he's hit the pit wall, and this is going to promote Peaceful to P2. He's in the wall again,
no.
and there goes Peaceful, laughing all the way.
Peaceful Explosion now up into P2. Gary, by the way, if he had taken a race win in this one, he would have then gone to his 25th win here at Simplay Motorsport. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer for that one. Mazda only now leaving the pits. KLF and Smokey could put him under pressure here.
KLF is going to be, I think, side by side with Mazda. Yeah, there's Mazda. Mazda nearly puts it in the pit wall. I think he's going to be more side by side with Smoky Devil, because Kelly's got him done.
He has got him done. KLF now back up into 5th place, and obviously 10 drivers started, so the top 5 won't be able to qualify, and KLF will be one of those drivers who will not be able to qualify at this stage. He's just got to keep it on track. But Matt still leads the way, but he's got a comfortable gap to Peaceful Explosion of 37 seconds. Gary in that 3rd place position, trying to hunt down Peaceful Explosion. And that's going to be an interesting fight towards the end, as it's pretty much going to be wet for the rest of this. Fury's with a decent recovery after the mishaps he's had. He's currently in 4th, with KLF in 5th, Mazda in 6th, with Smoky Devil in 7th. Max gone into the pits once again. He is in 8th place. Is his engine too hot once again? D-Base currently in 9th place. He will then gain a place on Max, and Monkey Boy brings up the rear.
Here comes Mazda on Kelly. Mazda goes high. Kelly keeps it low, but there's nothing to stop that Mercedes coming through. And he has absolutely flown past. Kelly could have... It was like Kelly was stuck in jam there and couldn't move.
Yeah, so not what Kelly want to be seeing as Mazda's now. Actually, Kelly will enjoy that because he could probably qualify now. As Kelly's dropped it.
Yeah, Kelly's dropped it. He's kept it. He spun it again.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah, he gets it going now. He's got a very big gap to D-Big, but yeah, I reckon Kelly might be kicking himself.
Oh,
making that mistake.
He'll be learning right now.
I thought someone had gone off it. I think Gary's made a mistake though, because look at Fury. Fury's around the same pace as Matt. He's been doing similar lap times to Matt, but Fury's just not had the consistency of Matt, of just keeping it on the track.
No, he has not.
Yeah, he's now searching to find a way past the Jaeger Motorsport. Mercedes, and Gary runs it a little bit wide. This is going to present a Fury with a chance of the inside. Fury cuts to the inside. They're going to be side by side, and Fury's got the job done. But Gary's now going to get straight back into that slipstream and have a go into the Le Mans chicane. He's already there. Which way is Gary going to go? Gary's going to go up high. He gets out of the slipstream, gets back into it, but that damage hurting Gary? That looks to be Fury.
It might possibly be hurting Gary. Fury is just tiptoeing his way through the bus stop and negotiates it quite well. The Mercedes seem to be the strongest cars through that bus stop. They look very planted through there, to be honest, while every other car just seems to struggle.
Yeah, I think, say, after his mishaps earlier in the race, I think Fury is now finally figured out how to do the Le Mans chicane, and he's now going to start hunting after Peace Explosion for P2.
I think a car's gone off in the end of Sector 2. I think it might have been possibly Matt might have had a moment there, I think. Who's on the banking now? It was Matt. I think Matt's had a moment. Not a big one. I don't think he's hit nothing, but he's just had a little moment in that corner. He just seems to... It looked very slow on the map to me, that he was just a little bit slow there.
I think he's had a moment on the last lap as well, because look at his lap time. It's a 54.7.
I think it's just the wet conditions here. I think it's just getting worse and worse. Oh, Matt, just again...
Well, you look at Fury. Fury's still in the 53, so...
He did have a tow as well, though, did Fury, from Gary in the earlier part of the lap. So,
yeah. What lap time is Matt going to do this time around? Matt is going to come to the line. He's got the gap back up to up to 40 seconds. Every dot is blue for Matt, which means that they're about to be that. Matt with a 56.1. So yeah, he's definitely made a mistake on that last lap. If we got close, Fury's now got a car in between himself and Gary, and I think that is Monkey Boy.
It is indeed. So at the minute, everyone's got a fairly decent gap from one another. It's all about just trying to survive the track. As Fury there just makes a little mistake.
He's had a wiggle.
The problem is every time they come out the Le Mans chicane, they just come out and hit that puddle, which then veers them onto the grass. And obviously the grass being wet really unsettles the car and gets rid of the traction. Max obviously on a recovery drive here, and we'll want to be focusing on race 2. As Mazda's had a moment.
Mazda's round again, and Smokey comes through and gets 5th place. So at the minute, Mazda won't be able to qualify, but Mazda will be kicking himself for that one and wish he was decorating the house again.
I bet he was wishing that he didn't come back to this week. Maybe wait either a week before or a week after. It's next round is Oscherslab, and it's Max back. It's his engine.
Yeah,
it's got to be his engine.
His engine. The thing is, it could have been a lot. Well, could have been worse, because if it was dry, it would be warmer.
It would
But
indeed, and
again-
it would be in and out more often as his engine has been repaired, but it's going to take him a while. But Matt is now pretty much cruising to a race win here. These guys have just offered him a race win with no issues.
Yeah, you might as well have. Oh, Fury! Sideways through there. You might as well have given Matt a key which said free race win, and he would have snatched it with both hands.
And obviously with no overtaker here as well, he will take the championship lead going into the second race. But I bet he was actually wishing he was still racing. It sounded like a car was slow. Is that an Audi? Sounds like an Audi.
SD Biggs, he's made a mistake at the Le Mans chicane. Piesel's coming through the chicane now. Piesel's got that correct. Mazda's now on the back of Smoky Devil.
Fury is just so planted through the bus stop, unlike Gary.
Yeah.
Fury's up a place. He's got past Peaceful.
Yeah, has Pistol got a problem?
I think he's got a problem. I
he?
just think he was just slow out the chicane. Maybe had a wiggle on exit. Fury is just so planted through there.
He is indeed. He's got really good traction. Let's see Fury's lap time when he comes across the line. Fury with a 53.8. Those Mercedes tiptoeing through the chicane. He's now got. Fury run it wide. Fury had run it wide because Pearson got right onto the back of him again. But Mazda's closing back onto Smoky Devil, but they were tiptoeing. Let's go on board with KLF to see what he's like, to see what another car's like other than the Mercedes. He comes through and he's tiptoeing as well.
He is indeed, but he's managing to get through it. He's not got the pace that Fury and Matt have. Matt's gone off! Matt's dropped it for the first time at the Le Mans chicane, but he has nothing to worry about because he's got a 38-second gap to Fury, so Matt can literally make as many mistakes as he likes. He can even get a penalty as much as he likes. Nothing will really affect him now.
Yeah, Mazda win 5 tenths to Smoky Devil, but he's only got 2 laps to do it. And Matt is going to go on to his last lap any time now. He's now about to come across the line. Max is still in the pits. I think he's out. He's out of the race. I think as he's pulled away, his engine's expired.
I don't know, I think it's just taken him that long to repair the engine.
It doesn't look. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's in the pit box. I think he's moved forwards from the pit box just slightly.
If he had, it would have retired him by now. But either way, currently Matt is on his way to take another race win here at Simplay Motorsport. But more importantly, Mazda is now on the back end of Smoky Devil.
Yeah, Mazda right in the slipstream coming towards the Le Mans chicane. Whereabouts is Matt? Matt is on the infield, so we'll just keep an eye on where Matt is. But we'll focus on this battle for now. They're coming through to the Le Mans chicane. Are both of them going to get this right? No, Mazda's. The pair of them aren't. Smoky keep.
It's like synchronized drifting there, but it seems Mazda is going to get the run here. And down the inside he goes. These are going to be hoping for this race to end now.
Yep, Smoky and Mazda are going to take their Mercedes to the Olympics and do synchronized dancing.
More like, I would say a bit more like synchronized drifting, as they both went through the Le Mans chicane, and Smoky Devil just stays ahead as Mazda goes down the inside, but Matt exits the Le Mans chicane. Is Mazda going to get down the inside of Smoky Devil? He looks like he's going to get the job done. Smoky just a little bit unsettled going in, but this man, what a race he has had, as Peaceful is on the back of Fury once again. We'll come back to them in a minute because that is for second place. KLF is going to cross the line and have to do one more lap, so he ain't going to lose a place, but Matt, easy as you like, no overtaker, so Matt will retake the championship lead here. Matt wins here at round 19 of Daytona. Let's go back to Fury and Peaceful because they were just under a second. Peaceful is right on the back of Fury. Gary's not too far behind. They have to survive the Le Mans chicane as the Audi of D-Big struggling through the chicane there. Fury over the chicane he goes.
Yeah, Fury's got through the chicane nicely. What about Peaceful? Diesel gets through it. Ooh, he has to wiggle, but he's got through it nicely. What about Gary? Gary's got 29-second gap to Mazda, so he's got through there nicely. Now Smokey, whereabouts is he? He's 5/10 back on Mazda, and I think Mazda might have a little bit of damage.
Let's turn back to Fury a minute as he's coming towards the line. So Fury will come home and take a second place position after a poor start. He'll be happy with second place as Peaceful Explosion gets himself back on the podium here at Daytona. And Gary 131 will cross the line in 4th place. Now we look back to a Mazda and Smokey Devil. Can Smokey Devil do anything about it? He's just dropped the rear.
He's dropped it, and Mazda. All Mazda had to do was tip. I think Mazda. Oh, I thought Mazda had dropped it, then as I cut away, but no, Mazda has now got a sizable gap over Smokey Devil. There's 2 cars very close together. It's one of them KLF. It's the KLF and Max Mulder.
I told you Max was it out.
Yep.
Oh,
KLF. Battle. Yeah, Max now looking. Max has got the pace. He's just got to make sure his radiator stays shut. As Mazda has crossed the line for 5th place, Smokey Devil comes across the line for 6th. So it will be Mazda, Gary, Peaceful Fury, and Matt who will not be able to qualify for race 2.
As we just wait for KLF to come to cross the line, he will finish in 7th place position, but these guys will be able to qualify. That's the important thing here, as they all come across the line there. But it is Matahimovic who wins here, round 19 of the Simplay Motorsport, and will retake his championship lead. Fastest lap goes to Matahimovic with a 150.5. He has had a grand slam here. Pole position, fastest lap, and a race win as well. Fury in 2nd, 3rd is Peaceful. 4th is Gary 131, 5th is Mazda, and the 1 and 2 can qualify for the next race will be Smokey Devil, KLF in 7th, 8th is DBX, 9th is Monkey Boy, and 10th is Max Mulder. Make sure you guys tune in a moment's time. We'll be back in a moment so that we can get round 20 on your way. Don't go anywhere, grab a drink, and we'll be back in a moment's time.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport, and what a race one we've had already, and the championship standings are looking very different after that. 3 drivers are still only up for the championship. Sati Apex can no longer win the title, and he's no longer in 4th place either. So the running order looks like this. We have a new championship leader now. Matahimovic now leads the way, 6 points ahead of Overtaker. We do not know where he is this evening, and he has not been able to turn up. So Matt has now retaken the lead of the championships. The Fury is in P3. He's still mathematically in it, but he's a long way to go yet for him to be in this fight. 71 points behind. He's still mathematically in it. Is he going to be a 3rd place man once again, or can he catch Overtaker while he isn't here? Peaceful Explosion has now moved up to P4 ahead of Sati Apex with that P3. And now D-Biggs is in P6. Gary 131 is in P7. 8th is Emprava. 9th is Smoky Devil. In 10th is Andy, but not too far behind him is KLF. Can he get into the top 10? That is the question. Emo Guy down into 12th. 13th is Mazda. 14th is Arjus. 15th is Monkey Boy. 16th is Max Mulder. 17th Neek. And 18th is Disco. Regarding the teams, Jaeger Motorsport just extended the championship even more. 73 points ahead of Silence of the Lambos. Both of them are not here to compete. In P3 is Teddy Tubby Motorsport, with 4th is Smoking Hot Racing, 5th is Audio Sport Products, 6th is Pushing Limits Racing, Simplay Racing, currently P7, 8th is Slingshot Motorsport, and 9th is Sneaker Academy. Pushing Limits Racing, Simplay and Slingshot and Sneaker all can't win the title. Audio Sport Products are still in it, but only by 5 points. They're more likely to be knocked out of this one. Top 5 of the last race will not be able to qualify, so that is Matt, Fury, Peaceful, Gary 131, and also I forgot the other person.
Mazda.
That's the other person, Mazda. So all those guys cannot qualify for this one, and we have got the top 3 in with us right now, and we will start with the P3 man. And Peaceful Explosion, you managed to do what me and Fury couldn't do with the Ferrari, and that is get a podium. Congratulations on that. How did that one feel?
Sketchy. It's so slippy out there. I'm surprised I've got P3 in this Ferrari because it was horrendous here in the drive. But in the slipstream, in the wet, this thing is another beast.
You definitely look like you had the edge in the banks for sure, as Monkey Boy's currently on track without any lights, so if Monkey Boy's listening, he needs to put his lights on. But definitely look tricky conditions, and obviously the Ferrari, as you said, were you struggling in certain parts of the races? And obviously with that slight dry spell in the middle as well, did that catch you out as well? Was it just mainly the bus stop and this corner that Monkey Boy's coming onto the banking? Was there the worst corners?
Yeah, I mean, this corner, turn 4, wasn't too bad unless you went wide. Coming out of it is quite sketchy, but that wasn't actually too bad. But the exit of the bus stop for me, I could go straight through the puddle with no throttle, sideways, didn't matter what way I took that puddle, I was power sliding my way through it. So I lost so much time there. It was horrible. But after the dry spell, wow, it got even worse. It was even slippier than we've practiced or anything.
The big question is, obviously, this car currently holds the record here in the real world. So, just a reminder there, Peaceful, just a reminder, you should go on to win this race, because this car can do it. But, obviously, you're in the Ferrari this time. If it was in these conditions, would you rather have been in the Ferrari or in the Mercedes?
I'd say the Ferrari. I'm even worse than the Merc. In the dry, it was Merc all day long in this. I even tested to see if I was going so slow in the Ferrari that I was still a second and a half faster a lap in the Merc in dry.
You're gonna be joining Matt on the back row of the grid in P9. Obviously, a reminder to all the drivers as well. I don't know why it's done it. A reminder that the start will be manual, so be aware of that. What can you do from 9th?
To be fair, I started at, was it 8th or 7th or 8th in the last race, so I'm in a similar position, so hopefully the same. It's pick up places where people got caught out and just try and work my way through, but we'll see. People learn the track now and the wet bit, so... Can we get
a peaceful win before the end of the season?
I'd like to say yeah, but I think I'm pushing it, to be honest.
Well,
I'll give it a go.
Best of luck for race 2, mate.
Cheers. Well done, Matt.
And we move on to your P2 man, Fury. That was a roller coaster of a race for yourself. A lot of dramas at the first start of the race, but you started to slowly work your way back to the front of the grid. But you must be happy with coming back to P2.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wild one, especially the bus stop. That was quite interesting with that puddle at the exit. Made it near impossible to control. It was like snail's pace through there.
You say about the bus stop, obviously we've recently learned it's called the Le Mans chicane. You seem to have the most Your car seemed to be the most stable through that corner, though. So obviously the conditions weren't too bad for yourself. I know you've raced here in the wet previously, and you put a load of downforce on the car. Are you basically the same concept?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm running less downforce than I was last time we were here, just because it ate the tires, which it's still doing, regardless. But I mean, it's slidey, but it can get me out of the corners with the speed I need, and is controllable.
Obviously, another quote as well to just say as well, the Ferrari nearly beat you. Would that been embarrassing if the Ferrari had beaten you?
Honestly, no, because I mean, the Ferrari, which I learned in the break, is you can have negative downforce on it.
Yeah, we didn't figure that out in season 2.
That. But I mean, running the downforce on the Merc, going from like, for example, 8 to 9, that just hinders the miles per hour and speed drastically.
Obviously, going into this race, you're going to be starting a P8. You're losing a track of this championship. No overtake here tonight. Big job to do, just even to catch Matt. Can you try and claw some points on overtaker in this race, and can you do it from P8?
I'm going to try my best, because now I know where I can push the car and where I can't, and what the car feels like. I can hopefully not do what I done when I was trying to overtake Gary into turn 2 and just spin around. But yeah, just trying to score as many points as I can.
Well, best of luck for race 2, mate.
Cheers, mate.
As just before we get on to your race win, I was just about to say the top few guys are very close to one another. Kelly's currently on an improved lap as well. Just a 10th was separating them earlier as Max improved his lap time. But we do move on to your race winner, Matt. That was pretty easy for yourself, wasn't it? Even though it was monsoon weather, you had a 40-second gap over the next car. So what more could you ask for?
What did I say at Kota? I wanted the thunderstorm, and that didn't seem to go to plan. So no, this one did. It was a good race.
Obviously, you have just gone and done the Grand Slam. You took pole position, you took the race win, and you took fastest lap as well. No overtaker here as well, so you now lead the championship.
Yeah.
Not a bad night's worth of racing, is it?
Good night's worth of racing. And when Kelly said it before we come into the practice session, I was like, nah, don't be silly. Of course he's here. You're winding me up. And then loaded up. No overtaker. But no, you know, I said the other week when he wasn't here, I don't want to win the championship in this way. That back at, I can't remember, at Hockenheim. So I don't want to win the championship in this way. But he's that quick. I've got to take every opportunity I've got, because next week, 6-point gap, he could be back next week, win the race, fastest lap, pole position, and he's back in front by a point. So I've got to take every opportunity while he's not here and capitalise on it.
And going to a track as well, the Lamborghini should be a lot stronger than the Mercedes, especially at Oschersleben. You need to gain every point, and obviously here at Daytona as well. How was the car feeling in these conditions? Obviously, I know you've done a lot of practice just before we came on, but it looked pretty much plain sailing, other than one little hiccup in the bus stop.
Yeah, it was fine all race. The rain sort of stopped, track started to dry, pumped in the fastest lap. And then the thunder came back, and that thunder that came back actually made the puddles worse. So the bus stop and coming onto the oval, and the little left-hand kink was really bad. The puddles started to come up further out, and the bus stop just caught me out. But I think I kind of had a Senna moment, because I was gaining on Kelly to lap him, and I didn't want to lap Kelly because I could see on the stream that Smokey and Mazda was having a battle, and I thought, I don't want to lap Kelly, because if them two come together, he's got a chance at some more places. And I think I just took my foot off the gas a bit, you know, and relaxed, a bit like Senna did back at Monaco, and just spam.
Yeah, well, nonetheless, you're taking another race win. You are now your championship leader. What can you do in race 2?
Same again, the game's obviously done its usual thing, and I've won the race and start from last. Seems to be the Q2 thing for me in Pro-Am and Pro, so take that one on the chin. I don't mind, but I'd rather be here than where Gary is, to be fair, and Master. I'd rather be here than there, but yeah, take it steady, see what we can do, and pick up as many places. Look, every point now that I'm in the lead of Overtaker while he's not here, every point I score tonight is pulling me in front of him even further. Hopefully fastest lap and race win to complete the Grand Slam.
Well, best of luck for race 2, mate.
Cheers, boys.
As we come to the end of qualifying, Smokey Devil now puts himself up into P2, and Jamie is getting a lot darker, a lot heavier here. Max still on a lap time. D-Big's currently on pole position. Max is not going to improve, and Max. A row he goes.
Yep. So Max will be starting on the second row of the grid. He just needs to return to the pit lane, but I think he just continue on. Perhaps he's taken his race 1 line. Perhaps test the pit lane again. I mean, he done it quite a lot in race 1. Just cutting the grass, and
he needs to make sure that. He needs to make sure that radiator is open for a starter, so that's something he needs to keep an eye on as he comes towards the end here, and he's nearly dropping it coming into the pits. But it is going to be D-Biggs who takes pole position here, and alongside him will be Smoky Devil. Max will start 3rd. P4 will be KLF. P5 will be Monkey Boy, and Gary will be the first of the non-qualifiers here. As Max spins across the line. We don't like to see that here really at Simplay Motorsport. But D-Biggs takes another pole position. Can he take a race win from there? Monkey Boy and Gary in 5th and 6th place position. Mazda will be in 7th. Fury in 8th. 9th will be Peaceful. And 10th will be Matt. And Jamie, obviously, it was interesting to know that dry spell that those guys had actually made the track worse. Obviously, the weather for this one is looking like it's even more wet weather coming around. So,
and it would be it will probably be cooler conditions as well, with it being later at night.
Indeed, it will. And obviously, reverse grid for the likes of Matt, Peaceful, Fury, Mazda, and Gary. Obviously near the back of the grid. Obviously, Matt really hampered here. Peaceful said he obviously was started further back anyway. He's got a little bit more experience than the guys around him. Who do you think is going to take the win for this one?
I can't go past Matt to win this one. He's just been dominant. He was dominant in race 1. Took the win. Took fastest lap. Took pole position. Yeah, I'm going for Matt.
You're going to go for Matt. I'm going to go for Fury on this one. I've got a feeling that Fury's going to be the man to beat. Guys, get your votes in. There's a poll just gone up for that one as well, so get your votes in on that one. And we will see who will take the win here. But it is D-Biggs who will start on pole position for round 20 here. We are coming into the final end of the season. Only 2 rounds after this. Oscherslaben, and we finish at the fastest track in the world. Monza will be the final track of the season. Peace will make his 150th on the last race there. And it is a manual start for these guys. They have to make sure they don't exceed the speed as they come towards the line now. Biggs is quite a way ahead. And we are green here at Daytona, and away we go. And everyone's had a fairly decent start as Max has got a very good start and looking to go on the inside of Biggs. But Biggs is coming off. Kelly's there as well, as is Gary. Gary's had a very good start and going right round the outside.
He is indeed. Oh, and D-Biggs come across on Max. Monkey Boy has been held up in that, but it is Smoky Devil that leads them away. Gary's already up to 2nd. KLF in 3rd. Max, you got squeezed from the looks of it in 4th. Fury 5th. Matt in 6th. He's quite a way off Fury. Peaceful 7th. D-Biggs 8th. Mazda 9th. And I think I wonder whether Mazda's made a mistake, because he's now right on the back of Monkey Boy, and Monkey Boy nearly gets right into the back of him.
That was very close. I think that's Max.
There's Max, and D-Biggs has gone off, and Max is disconnected. So you need to send us proof whether it's a disconnected. Monkey Boy's gone as well.
We can't see. We're stuck on. There we go. We're finally cleared off of that. So we are back and racing here. And Max has retired. Gary's got the lead ahead of Smoky Devil. And KLF is also with that leading bunch as well. Fury is there as well. Look at KLF. He's suddenly got a burst of speed here going into the bus stop. Is he brave enough? Oh, he's just missed his braking.
Yeah, he's gone deep. I think all of them did, and he's
Smoky's round.
Smoky's round. Kelly's round. And Matt collects him, so Matt's going to have damage. This is advantage Fury. Fury and advantage Gary. There's mayhem, I think.
There is chaos there. So obviously the pit window doesn't open until lap 3, so all these guys will have to carry their damage. Matt has got damage, a big damage by the looks of things. His front end is buckled, and look at Smokey just out drag him here. Peaceful explosion, back up into P3 here.
Mazda's going to out-drag him as well. So Matt has got massive aero damage, so
that's going to hurt Matt.
That is really, really going to hurt. I remember having aero damage back in my Lamborghini after being hit.
Oh, Mazda's dropped it.
Mazda's dropped it. Yeah, I remember having aero damage after
There's
being...
Peaceful's off as well. Monkey
Yeah,
Boy's
Pete-
off. They're all going off.
Yeah, Mazda's waiting. Has finally got to go, and D-Biggs is into the pitch. Yeah, as I was saying,
I think D-Biggs has jumped the start.
yeah, he has. He's jumped the start.
So through the pit stop does D-Biggs. He goes through, and I don't think he's actually damaged the car. Oh, he has damaged the car, and he hasn't repaired it, obviously due to the drive-through, so he'll have to come in again anyway. And he's struggling to get through, but Gary 131 leads this race, but Fury is trying to hunt him down. Peaceful in that P3 position with Smoky Devil in P4. Matt is 5th. 6th is Monkey Boy. 7th is KLF. 8th is Mazda, and 9th is D-Biggs. Will Monkey Boy be able to use this advantage now that Matt has got pretty much aero damage? This is really going to slow the Mercedes down. Once he gets damaged, it just looks like a sitting duck.
Yeah, look, it just doesn't look quick at all. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I remember...
He can't even get into 6th gear.
No, saying having aero damage around here is is definitely not a nice thing. Season 1 Lamborghini after being hit by my teammate having
Another
aero
car's
damage.
off. Peaceful Exposure's been off again. And he's managed to negotiate, get it back on track. He is up on his time somehow. But watch this. Matt is going to overtake Peaceful here. But Peaceful's going to get back up to speed, and he's just going to out-drag him again. Look at him go.
Yeah, Peaceful's gone. Matt is trying to get into the slipstream. I can imagine at the end of the next lap, Matt is going to be straight into the pits.
Yeah, definitely. So if we go on board with Peaceful, 248 there kilometers. Well, Peaceful is 270 kilometers. Matt is near enough 20 kilometers slower than the Ferraris.
So, and Matt's gone wide now as well, and is that going to allow Monkey Boy through? I don't think Matt's going to fight that one whatsoever.
I see. Oh, Mazda's gone round in the background. Gary's had a big moment.
Gary's had a big moment, and now, is Gary going to come into the pits and block Matt from coming in? Because he's got damage as well. Fury's now got a 4.1 second lead. The best Matt can hope for now is the second place, because I think, unless Fury makes a mistake, Fury's nailed on for this.
He is nailed on. Fury just needs to stay on track. Matt's taking cones out there. He's really struggling. He's now lost out to KLF. So Matt's damage is really hindering him here. And he's just not able to stick with the guys in front. I reckon he's going to struggle for even a podium. He obviously has the pace, but he has to clear these cars first.
Yeah, say if he boxes and is on his own for a while, he might be able to just get some good lap times. But look, Kelly. We go onto the straight. Kelly is 1.8, 1.9. Yeah,
2 seconds. He's just pulling.
Yeah, he's pulling away.
As Fury now comes into the banking, he will carry on. And I think he'll probably stay out for a minute. He will do as he's carrying on through. All these guys trying to negotiate the puddles here. Obviously, now it's night time. Oh, Matt struggles there. It's going to be more difficult to see. KLF now ahead of Peaceful. Peaceful's gone off again.
Peaceful spun, and Matt finally gets past. He didn't need straight line speed to do that one.
So KLF right now really starting to put himself possibly into a situation where he could get himself on the podium here. Gary opting to stay out here. Kelly is coming into the pits, as will Matt. And I bet Matt was screaming down to Gary saying, I'm coming in first.
Yeah, so Matt needs all the championship points he can get to stay, just have a decent margin over overtaker with him not being here. But Matt's pick crew weren't ready, but I don't think that's really gonna matter too much. Peaceful comes into the pits as well, because I think Matt is gonna come out in last.
Kelly's gone, I think. Was that Peaceful? No, Peaceful. It's Peaceful who's moving, sorry.
No.
And Kelly's gone.
Kelly's gone. Matt's still there. What about Peaceful? Is Peaceful still stuck there? He is. Matt's still not away, and
Matt's got horrendous damage. As Biggs is coming into the pits.
Biggs is in. Matt's away. Matt is away now.
But he's behind Peaceful.
He's behind Peaceful. So he's got to try and get ahead of Peaceful Explosion.
Right, The thing is now, Kelly is the lead car that has pitted. He will now have to try and keep it as clean as he possibly can, stay on track, because he is on course here to possibly get a very good result if he keep on track. Peaceful nearly drops it. Oh, he catches that really well. Is Matt going to do the same thing? That's the question. The pit lane seems to be the issue. That was very clever of Matt. That very, very clever. I know what he just did there. He used the grass because the grass is going to be more likely to have grip at those slow speeds, and he managed to just get himself away from having a spin there. Deep.
Sorry, I was just having a drink.
Fury now coming into the pits. Oh no, it's Gary into the pits.
Gary, he's missed his pit box. He's driven through it.
Gary, not what you want to be doing here, buddy. You've got a good chance of a possible solid points here as Monkey Boy, currently P4 at the minute. He's having a quiet old race here to himself, not getting in trouble. Mazda currently P5 as well. Will Mazda coming to the pit, says Monkey Boy crosses the start-finish line. KLF, by the way, is just in 6th place position. He is now coming to the Le Mans chicane.
Yeah, it's Gary's
on the move.
Gary is on the move, so he's going to stay ahead of Peaceful. No, stay ahead of Kelly, I should say. Matt is 2.6 off Kelly, but so Fury is doing what Matt did in race 1. Get away at the. He's got away at the front and just having it all to himself at the minute.
He is indeed. He's trying to chase that record of most wins here at Simplay Motorsport. He's got a little bit harder over the weekend after I took 2 wins at Barcelona, but he is still trying to catch that as quickly as he can. And here he's trying to add to that here at Daytona. And I said, Jamie, he's just so much more. Look at that through the bus stop. He literally looks like he has no issues.
Has Kelly made a mistake? I think Kelly's made a mistake. He has. Because Peaceful's never up. He's got massive damage. He's got massive damage. And Peaceful trying to go right round the outside. Oh, and Kelly's dropped it.
Where's Matt? Where's Matt? Oh, has he managed to negotiate him? Yes, he has. I don't know if Kelly's just put it in reverse and got right out the way there.
He has indeed. Kelly got right out the way very quickly because I don't think he'd want an angry Matt screaming down the headset at him.
As they now head into the middle sector as well. And Matt now on his way to try and get past Peaceful Explosion. As Mazda and Monkey Boy still opting to stay out. All the cars just strung out a little bit. Make sure you tune in as well, guys, on Sunday night as the F2s will return back on track for the next round of the championship. I can't even remember where we are. Paul Ricard will be the next round of the championship. Can I continue hunting down Gary, or will Jamie Brasier carry on his winning streak after Algarve as well? Can the guys Forzy and Gary stop us from catching him? As Matt gives Peaceful a little bit of a flash there. We know what Matt's like for his flashing. But make sure you tune in to see that. And also make sure you tune in next week as the penultimate round of the GT3 Championship. We'll be heading to Germany. Oschersleben A will be the next round of the championship. Rounds 21 and 22. As the Pro-Ams will return back on track as Peaceful now tries to negotiate this swimming pool. Matt. But Matt doesn't do it this time. Matt goes round and Peaceful is given a lifeline.
Peaceful is given a lovely lifeline there, and Matt has it all to do all over again. And I think that is Fury behind.
I think it is Fury.
It is. So Matt might be lapped here, but of course Fury's still got a pit.
I think KLF has once again gone round at the bus stop as well. He's very slow through there. Still carrying massive damage as well. And all these guys just seem to be struggling with these conditions. I think the rain has eased ever so slightly a little bit here, Jamie. It's not coming down as heavy.
It does look like it's eased off slightly. Fury still in the lead of the race. You can see
he's making that car dance.
Yeah, you can see the championship leader just up the road from him, wanting to lap him. Kelly's come into the pits, so Kelly, after what looked to be, it looked so promising for Kelly, and it's all gone to pot for Kelly. Fury still leading up front. Smoky Devil in second, doing a good job, and Monkey Boy in third. He's got a decent gap over Mazda as well.
I tell you what, these boys are lapping relatively well. The guys behind them, Peaceful, the only one really matching the leaders here. Monkey Boy and Mazda, they're not lapping quickly, they're just lapping consistently. They're not making mistakes, and they're going to put themselves in the pound seat here, as KLF is now coming back out of the pits after repairing his damages here. But Gary is the first car that's pitted now. The leading car, he's got more damage again by the looks of things.
I think that's the damage he originally had. It's just not it's probably repaired it in the game. It's just not repaired it visually.
Possibly so. Oh,
because when he come into the pits, he had a light miss. Has Fury made a mistake? I think Fury's made a mistake because the gap was bigger than 10 seconds.
I think he has made a mistake. Smokey Devil was, I think he was 15 seconds behind Fury. Oh, careful through the bus stop. He was very slow through there. He had to change gear to get going again. He's lost 17 seconds on his best lap. Smokey Devil, how's he up through the bus stop? Very slow here.
Is the Le Mans chicane starting to become really challenging again?
As another car again is off. I'm not sure in the background who that is. They've just had a spin behind them. It is Biggs.
D-Biggs has not had the night at all. Fury has come into the pit.
A slow lap there, so Fury makes the best decision of, you know what, let's get it in the pits and get it over and done with. Smokey Devil, though, stays out on track, and these guys are going to be wanting to leave this circuit as quickly as they possibly can, as the weather is lingering around.
Yeah, if they want to leave, they'll need to get the foot pump ready to blow their inflatable boats out to swim off.
Yep, and now to cross the channel back
Fury's
into Europe.
Fury's got a penalty.
Oh, Fury has just got him thrown this race win possibly away. He's got a 10-second penalty added to his time, unless he can pull a stellar drive here. But at the minute, he's got 10 seconds added to his penalty at his time here. So Fury speeding in the pit lane. He is messed up there. Smokey Devil here could be possibly on his way to a race win here. Monkey Boy also in the pound seat for possibly some good points. Gary 131 also, he could be an opportunity here if he can keep the car on track.
He could well be indeed. He'd need Fury to make a mistake though, because at the minute Gary is 17 seconds behind, so he needs to gap him by over 8. He needs to bring the gap down by 8 seconds to get within range of Fury with his penalty now. But Fury's to 15 seconds.
Matt's pulled his finger out now. He is now lapping a little bit quicker. Him and Peaceful, actually the fastest guys last time around. These two are on a hunt to try and catch Gary. It's going to be quite a way until they catch him. They've only now gone into the infield, while Gary's now going on to the bank.
I think the people they're going to look for a bit more is going to be Monkey Boy and Mazda being the two that haven't stopped, because I think Mazda, when he stops,
I think Smokey's had a moment. I think Smokey's had a small moment there. He's lost out a little bit of time there, as I think Jamie just dropped his pad.
No, I actually unplugged my mic. No, I don't think he's had too much of a moment, but Peaceful definitely has, because Matt has got through on him. Yeah, Smokey hasn't had too much of a moment. His last lap was a 2 minute, so it's just full up. But Fury a 2:27 for his out lap. But the gap is down to 8 seconds. But will it go back up?
What Smokey Devil has to do here is just be smooth, calm, and collected here. He doesn't need to worry about Fury too much. He knows he's got a 10-second penalty, and Fury obviously will want to push that hard so he can clear him. Mazda now into the pits. Yeah,
this is who Matt's going to be looking at to try and jump. Matt is now at the Le Mans chicane. Can Mazda gets into his box? Nice. Oh, I thought Matt had made a mistake then, because Peaceful had got a bit closer. I think Matt has made a little bit mistake. Mazda's gone, so Matt and Peaceful are going to be quite a way off. Fury's got the gap to 6 seconds of Smokey Devil. So Smokey's going to want to pit sooner rather than later to make sure that he's within the range of Fury. Mazda touched the grass there. He's on the grass again. But the thing is,
though, Jamie, You say about Smoky Devil on a pit soon, but with these conditions, anything can happen still. Fury can make a mistake. Even Smoky can make a mistake, and I think he has. He has made a mistake. He's slow through the bus stop.
He has indeed, and Fury is close. Is close within 3 seconds. Has Matt made a mistake? Because Piesel's now right on the back of him again. No, I think the gap's back the same. Piesel running a little bit wide there, trying to cut on the back of Matt. Matt's now got about 6 seconds. He's got 5 seconds to Mazda, so he's going to be pushing to try and catch Mazda. Who Matt and Mazda are actually taking part in a 4-hour ACC race this weekend. I imagine Matt will be will put the link to it somewhere. But yeah, good luck to Matt and Mazda. I believe they're driving the Bentley around Silverstone.
Possibly so, but Matt now is just ahead of Peaceful Explosion. These two want to try and start working their way on, trying to get on to the back of Gary as Monkey Boy now comes into the pits. He gets his pit stop out of the way, and Monkey Boy having a much better race here, as Gary now will get past Monkey Boy.
D Biggs is coming to the pits as well. So that promotes Gary to P3. Whereabouts Monkey Boy is away and gone, and Mazda, Matt and Peaceful are nowhere to be seen.
But a reminder as well, Mazda probably one of the most difficult cars to get past as well. Here at Daytona, obviously the Mercedes has a lot of grunt here, but Mazda is one of the best defenders here at Simplay Motorsport.
Oh, Monkey Boy's gone. He's managed to get it back into the pit entrance. But Mazda's actually not that far behind. Mazda now comes through turn 1. You can just see him in the background. So Monkey Boy needs to be careful here to not make a mistake, because he could have 3 cars come flooding past him very quickly.
We just got a comment in from Big saying that this Audi is undrivable in the way he is not having a good time, but he has to get to the end, so he won't have to carry a qualifying ban up to Archer Starboard.
Smokey's made a mistake again, and Fury's now got the lead, and Smokey's still got a pit, so has Smokey chucked this one away?
Possibly so. Fury now just cruising. He's got a 10-second penalty, but he'll want to keep it as clean, as consistent as he possibly can. Gary, realistically, is his next challenger, and he's 19 seconds behind. So Fury really has a 9-second gap.
Yep, Smokey into the pit lane. He could be jumped by Gary here.
Now Smokey's into the pit. He is the last man to pit. We obviously lost Max earlier on. So Gary will now, I think, might be able to stay ahead here. Oh my God, what a stop here.
Beautiful stop. He's still not going to stop him from losing that to Gary 131, because Gary's going to come flying past right now, and he does so. But that was a beautiful stop from Smoky Devil's team, and it brings him out in P3. Mazda's made a mistake. What about... Has Matt gone through? Matt has gone through. What about
Monkey
Peaceful?
Boy? I think it's Monkey Boy who's had the mistake.
Yeah, Monkey Boy's made a mistake. Mazda's made a mistake. Matt flashing him to say, "Come on, sunshine, I'm coming through."
That's a lot of flashing from Matt. That's a little bit excessive.
Peaceful's got damage, and he's gone again. Matt just comes flying past the Ferrari.
Making light work of the Ferrari there.
Yeah, a bit different to what we saw earlier in the race with the Ferrari coming past the Mercedes. So Matt has now got a 23-second gap to Smoky Devil. But Smokey's pitted, but Smokey has been making a few mistakes, and I think he has. Has he made another one? No, he's 10 seconds off the back. So it's not out the realms of possibility for Matt to get a podium, which is going to be incredibly difficult from Peaceful into the pit.
I think Fury's had a moment. I think Fury's had another moment. If you go to on board, yeah, Fury has had a moment, as Big's currently in the middle of the circuit. Fury has dropped it in the bus stop. He's a little bit slow. Gary now is within 11 seconds. If Gary can just survive the bus stop, which he's doing, he might be able to catch Fury. Fury made a mistake there. He needs to get within the 10-second window, really, here, Gary.
He does indeed, and he's only 3 seconds off, and Smokey slow through the Le Mans chicane again, and Matt is now 20 seconds off the back. So is Matt? No, Matt has actually closed in. D Biggs has come back into the pits. Peaceful's away. He's ahead of Kelly, but Peaceful, oh no, that's not going to be one he's going to want to watch back. He's just come out of the pits after repairing his damage and just stacked it straight back into the wall, and he'll do another lap and come straight back into the pits.
So I'm just trying to sort out something here on the stream, but yeah,
Fury's got a 12-second gap, so he's coming down. Matt 21 seconds to Smokey, but Smokey is struggling with the Le Mans chicane, and Monkey Boy is 6 seconds behind. I think Monkey Boy has made a mistake. Mazda a further 6 seconds behind. Peaceful a long way behind, with more damage. That Ferrari, so that the high of getting a third place in race 1 has gone out of the window by a little mistake, and he's gone off again. He's struggling now. There's a car off it. I think there's a car off it. No, it's just D Biggs coming out of the pit lane. So D Biggs coming out of the pit lane once again.
Back on track comes D Biggs as Fury still leads this race, but only just. He's lost time to Gary 131. Gary can see at that time. He's learnt a trick there now. Say that. Oh.
It's very tricky out there as Gary nearly spun the rears up. The gap between Matt and Smokey is still 21 seconds, but this is where Smokey struggles. Smokey comes to a crawl through there. He might as well get out and walk through the Le Mans chicane. Matt,
that's what the Pro-Am boys are saying. It is that bad in that chicane. They pretty much just had to crawl their way through it. As Matt now comes to the chicane, how is he going to handle it?
Oh, and that's Kelly, I think, losing it as well. Matt has spun it. And Monkey Boy is not far behind either. Monkey Boy now coming to the Le Mans chicane.
But reminder again, every time one car drops it, the next car has to try and survive it. Monkey Boy does survive it but he's gone round.
No, he doesn't, and he's in the wall. So that's both Ferraris with damage. And here comes Mazda, and Mazda gets up into 5th place. So sweet as you like, Mazda will be saying the famous line, "Thank you, Mama, for the carrots."
That'll be a pair of P5. So Mazda at the minute, if he's managing to stay there, but it's still Fury, and he's trying to extend that gap at the minute. But it seems to be flowing between 13 seconds and 11 seconds. Gary is trying to bring that gap down, but it's just in that window where he's just not quite close enough. He knows what he needs to do, but he doesn't want to push too hard because he will lose time. Fury, on the other hand, doesn't need to push too hard either. He's got the gap to Gary 131. It's going to be an interesting end because obviously Fury's mistake, he's made a spin. I think Fury spun it. He's slow. Yes, he is.
He has indeed. All Gary's got to do now is get the bus stop right. He comes into the bus stop. It's so tricky.
I'm pretty sure he's learned a little trick there. He just seems to struggle on the exit. He is within now 10 seconds of Fury. This is now on the line for Fury.
Yeah, it's about It's about a 1/10 of a second. It's so close. There's a car off. Who's that off? Is that Smokey? Smokey's off. But Matt is going to be closing in, but Matt is still 16 seconds behind. But Smokey's not going to want to do that a lot. And Smokey's slow. What is?
Let's go on board. Let's go on board with Matt a minute. Let's go on board with Matt. Let's see how bad this chicane actually is as he comes through the chicane now.
Kelly's now lost it. Matt takes avoiding action, so therefore misses the puddle. So
there's a river. There's pretty much a river. Let's go back to Mazda now, because I believe there's a river just as they come off that final curb. So Mazda goes through, and there's a river right there. If you get far enough over, it goes wide and onto the grass. There is like a river just next to him there. As Monkey Boy comes there, just to the left there. You can see Monkey Boy just hits it. That's what's catching them out. Yeah,
I've just seen it. We'll go on board with Fury, because Fury will be the next one to come through. Can Fury get it right this time? The gap is 8 seconds now.
Yeah, but that obviously will increase as Fury goes on the banking section here. But Gary will now also start to creep back up. The yo-yo effect here. It will ebb and flow between the times here as Fury now comes into the Le Mans chicane. Can he negotiate it? And he's got a little bit in too hot there. He's aquaplaned across on the grass and straight into that puddle as well. But he's managed to keep on track. Gary, how is he going to negotiate this time? This is the man who seems to have found a little trick here. He has indeed. He's
found a line to go to get through the chicane. Where's Smokey? Smokey is now about to come onto the back straight. There's a car just in front. Is that? No, that's
Kelly's had a moment in turn. He's hit that puddle. He's hit the puddle going onto the back. Biggs is off.
Biggs is off as well. And that is... You want to be careful because Smokey's going to come back on. Smokey is... Look how slow Smokey is going. He's waiting for Biggs. Oh!
I don't know really what much Biggs could do there. He had nowhere to go, really.
Smokey's lost it. Where's Matt? Matt's coming around. He's sideways. Matt's spun
around. Oh my god, every single driver. And the problem is, as Matt does that, he's overheating his wets at the same time. Matt, every time Smokey has a spin, Matt does the same thing. They're all coming through the chicane and they're all struggling. Peaceful Explosion still in 7th place, trying to catch his teammate. Monkey Boy's had a very, very good race too here. But what a dramatic end to this race, because this final chicane is just undrivable. Mazda's gone off.
Mazda's gone off even before he gets to the chicane, and Monkey Boy's now got the position back, but yeah, he's managed to get through there perfectly. Matt, 4 seconds, 3 seconds to Smokey Devil. Smokey made a mistake at turn 1. He can see the podium in his sight. Fury, where's Fury on track? Fury's on the back straight. Is Fury going to get through clean this time? Fury's still looking very confident. He misses the first part. He comes through and comes to a crawl. That he's got through. Ooh, he nearly spun the rears up there. Gary who seems to be doing this very well.
Oh,
Gary,
a different line. That was a different line. He wasn't as confident that time. As the driver of the day has gone up now, so you can vote for who you think is driver of the day. Gary has, more importantly, just dropped out of that 10-second window. He needs to get back in it because this race win is just creeping away. He could get 25 race wins here. The third person to get to that milestone.
He could indeed. Where I think Matt has made another mistake because he's dropped further behind. Mazda's now on the back of Monkey Boy once again. Let's see Smokey as he comes through the Le Mans chicane.
I'm just going to get confirmation that Gary will now be the 4th person, as Jamie was the 3rd person. He's currently on 25 wins. Gary actually will be race number 24, sorry. So I apologise. This will be race number 24 if he beats him.
Yeah, look at the gap now between them is 3 seconds. The gap is ebbing and flowing. Is that Mazda closing right up on Monkey Boy? It is indeed. Mazda 1.4 off the back as Fury is on lap 16 and he's coming onto the back straight. Mazda, can he get back past the Ferrari? No, Mazda's gone so brave.
That last lap was that horrendous. All these guys, 2:02s, 2 minutes, 2:04s, 2:09, 2:11, 2:11, 2:14 for Biggs. The only two who are not in the 2 minutes is Fury and Gary.
Yeah, they're in the 56 and 57s respectively.
Oh, Matt's caught Smokey. Matt's caught Smokey. Smokey's been off somewhere. Smokey Devil now has lost the position to Matahimovic. I don't know if it was turn 1 where he was slow. Fury, though, is still out of that window. Gary 131. Oh, Gary's just made a slide.
He's made a slide and the gap's gone back up. They're going to come through one last time. Matt and Smokey right together now.
It's going to be who can survive the Le Mans chicane now, as they all stay as far left as they can. But, oh my God! Look at that puddle there. Smokey nearly hits Matt there.
Yeah, Smokey nearly hits Matt, but Matt takes avoiding action. Now Smokey's going to get in the slipstream of the Jaeger Motorsport Mercedes, but is he going to want to sit?
Would you want to overtake in these conditions? You just
Yeah,
don't know what's going to
exactly.
happen. You just got to try and survive the bus stop. As they're now coming to it, Fury, its gap is staying above 10 seconds here.
Matt they head into the Le Mans chicane. Matt taking it a bit more confidently. Smokey's drifting wide, drifting, and he's pretty much come to a standstill. And Matt has now got over a 1 second gap. Mazda, what's he doing with Monkey Boy? He's right there. Are they in between Fury? No. They're in between two other backmarkers. Mazda goes right round the outside of Monkey
Sounds
Boy
like a Lamborghini.
Is Kelly and D-Biggs and Peaceful. So Kelly, they're all trying to get out of the way. Kelly taking the sensible route.
As D-Biggs comes back on track there and nearly hits Peaceful. Biggs just trying to straight line the chicane. Monkey Boy gets back underneath and Kelly also just waiting there as all the cars funnel their way through. And I think Peaceful actually is now on the back.
Gary's made a mistake. Look at the gap. It's 16 seconds. So Fury gets it right through here, but he had a wiggle. But I think he's got it this time.
Fury CBK, it will be on his way now. Fury has just got the bank to go. He will now have 31 race wins. 7 to cash the all-time record as Gary negotiates his way through the chicane. Fury will win this race, and I think he's done enough. Fury will come home to take the win here. A first place and a second place. Good stuff there from Fury. He'll be very happy with that one. As Gary 131 will come home for a P2. Probably thought he could get the win here, but Gary nonetheless will be quite happy with that nonetheless, with the nights that's been going on here. So Gary will take P2. P3 by the list things will go the way of Matt, but more importantly Mazda and Monkey Boy are still battling it out for 5th and 6th. Get your votes in for driver of the day so far.
Ooh,
one vote for Fury.
Monkey Boy gave Mazda a little kiss on the rib. See Matt come through here. He needs to be inch perfect, and he's not. He's got it. He's got the car stop. What about Smokey? He's got a long gap over Mazda, but Smokey gets on the brakes, gets the car stopped. He's not going to lose the position, but his chance of a podium has gone. What about Mazda and Monkey Boy? Where's Monkey Boy? He's right there. Monkey Boy right on the bumper, but you can see the Mercedes just pulling away. Even with the Ferrari in the slipstream, the Mercedes is just waving goodbye to the Ferrari. But they now come into the Le Mans chicane. Mazda, can he get through perfectly? He cut. No, he's gone off.
Matt's gone off. That's Monkey Boy now up into P5. Matt's already crossed the line, and Matt will take the P3. Smoky Devil also crossing the line.
That's D-Biggs has gone off as well. They're all going off. Peaceful's not crossed the line. Peaceful as D-Big. Oh, Peaceful, what? Don't quite know what's happened there. But Mazda is a long way behind Monkey Boy now. Monkey Boy has had a very good race, a race-long battle with Mazda, and he's going to come home for 5th place and some very good championship points.
Yeah, good points for Simplay Racing as well. Mazda will come home for that 6th place. KLF will finish in 7th. Oh, Mazda, that's spinning across the line by the looks of things from himself. Yeah. As we're just going to get Gary into the pits, into the chat as well. As that is Daytona finally over and done with. This weather has caused absolute chaos, but it is Fury who takes the race win, but he doesn't take fastest lap. That actually goes to Gary 131. He takes fastest lap here, but in the end it was 5 seconds, and Fury just hanging in there. If he's able to get back into the party, he can do so. So that will add to his win list. He will now be on 31 wins. I'm now trying to look at the tables because my computer's gone a bit funny here. But Matt is still leading.
Just doing them.
Okay, well, we'll wait for Matt to come in as the drivers are done, but the votes for driver of the day at the minute is still Fury with only 2 votes. Not a lot of you have voted on this one, but Jamie, before we get to the drivers, let's get your opinion on tonight's racing. The weather's really affected it massively here, and also
Matt
your driver of the day.
Just doing them.
Yeah, the weather has affected it,
We'll
massively,
wait
but
for Matt
Fury
to come in
and
as
Matt
the
have shown that they are
drivers are done,
wet
but the
weather
votes for
masters,
driver
both
of the day
taking
at
the
the
win,
minute
and
It's still Fury.
yeah, it's to say it's just been a struggle for everyone tonight, which is just with the puddles all around the track. But well done for everyone for finishing the race.
Table to dump.
And your driver of the day, Jamie?
My driver of the day goes to Matt.
And I'm going to have to go with Fury on this one with a second and a race win. He just manages to outdo Matt, and also make that gap on Gary. And at the minute, Matt will get driver of the day in the votes by the fans, but only just ahead of Fury. And we do have the top three in with us. And Matt is our third place man. And if Matt's still there, race 2 didn't quite go as simplistic as race 1.
No, it did not. Kelly had a spin and just kept spinning. The car just kept moving while he was spinning and aquaplaning, and I went one way and Mike followed me the same way, and I hit Kelly out the way and Mike got through scot-free. So it won him, you know, in dry conditions, Kelly's car stays still and I avoid him, but in these conditions, and that was worse than race 1. That was horrendous.
Yeah, obviously with the conditions getting worse throughout the night. I believe it was 82% by the time I put it in, and I put probably the smallest inkling of light rain in, and obviously that's probably made the situation worse. The puddles in the bus stop looked horrendous.
Not just the bus stop though. You know, the last 4 or 5 laps, I think I caught onto the back of Smokey and then lost it coming onto the oval, and I was pretty much nearly 2 wheels on the grass on the inside. The puddles was coming all the way across. I know Gary will say in a minute that turn 4 was his last 3 laps, 4 laps there. He kept hitting puddles there. Turn 1, there was a great puddle on the inside, so he had to go so wide to avoid that. There was just puddles everywhere. And you was crawling through it I was doing 20, 30 kph coming through the bus stop chicane, man. It was just horrendous.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you do score massively over Overtaker and Fury. So even though Fury got the win, he didn't manage to get too much of a jump on there. So all in all, not a bad night.
Good night, 21 points in the lead of Overtaker from what I'm looking at the minute. I can't complain with that. 108 points left up for grabs, so I've just got to do my job now next week.
And next week is Oschersleben, a circuit that should suit the more downforce chassis cars. Mercedes, big engine, big power. How do you think you're going to get on there?
I don't like the German tracks. The only German track I seem to like is Nürburgring. The Merc is not going to go well around there. You know as well as I do. You go back to, I think it was season 3 when we had it on the calendar, that Gary's Renault in the wet and Andy's BMW and your Porsche was the best 3 cars around there. Mike and Monkey Boy and Kieran were nowhere to be seen in that Mercedes-Benz. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough next week. But I've got to give it my all. I've got to keep on getting them podiums now, because now I've got 21 points in front of Overtaker. I've got to keep if he is back, keep that score limited.
Well, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on
Cheers,
P3
boys.
as well. And you now lead the championship as well.
To Fury and Gary as well, and to Mike in race 1.
And we now move on to Gary. Gary, race 1 looked like chaos. Race 2 kind of went your way, but seeing that Fury had 10-second penalty as well, you just couldn't quite get that down to less than 10 seconds. But nonetheless, you've got to be happy with P2 for that one.
Yeah, very happy with P2 to be fair. P4 in the first race I was quite happy with that, to be honest with you. As you know, I'm still struggling with the brakes in the dry, let alone the wet. So yeah, it's all a bit of a learning curve, but yeah, it seemed to be all right.
Obviously, a man that you seem to go very well here at Daytona with the thunderstorms as well. How was that for you, especially in this car? A car you're not used to, and you said as well, brakes you're not used to. I bet you were kind of wishing you were in your Porsche.
No, I was quite enjoying that, to be fair. And the Mercedes, that was good fun. But yeah, as Matt mentioned, the track was horrendous. Every corner was just changing each lap. Turn 4, I was gaining on Fury the last 2 laps, and then turn 4 on the last lap where I could have gained a bit more. I just kissed the tyre wall, and yeah, P2 was that was that. There was no catching Fury, but yeah, it's good fun.
Nonetheless, you've got to be happy as well that you and Matt scoring relatively well. But the team, Jaeger Motorsport, have now really extended their championship lead over the rest of the pack. So it looks like for the team's championship, it's looking very strong.
Yeah, it's good to get some points for the team. I haven't really got many this season so far, and obviously missed a few. So yeah, it's good to put some points towards the team championship if we do end up winning it. So yeah, it's good.
Obviously, next round we head to Germany, Oschersleben. What can you do there?
Hate the track. I didn't know the Mercedes was no good there, as Matt just mentioned. So I didn't enjoy it in the Porsche. So what I'm going to be like in the Mercedes, it could be interesting.
You were actually,
let's put it that way.
I believe you were in a Renault.
Renault,
Yeah,
there you go.
I thought he was in the Renault.
So, yeah, and I was useless in that. So what I'm going to be like in the Mercedes, well, that'll be pot luck. I think it could be an interesting watch, that's for sure.
Definitely so. Well, nonetheless, mate, congratulations on your P4 and P2, and we'll see you in a week's
Cheers,
time.
mate. Well done, Fury. Well done, Matt.
As we do move on to your race winner, he has now got 31 wins to his name. Fury, talk us about that one, mate. You got the penalty as well. You really had to be cautious of where Gary was.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't say fun. Eventful, probably. The bus stop was definitely a lot worse than race 1. Then you had turn 4. That was just, you could not brake at all. You would slide.
You do bring the championship down to Overtaker. Just looking at it now, it looks like you've only got a 40-point gap over Overtaker now. He's still ahead of you at this minute. Matt now takes the lead of the championship. Seems like it's just slipping out your fingers again.
Yeah, it always does, but can't do nothing other than try and keep it as consistent as possible. Try and outscore Matt and Overtaker, but obviously Oschersleben ain't a Merc track one bit.
I was going to say, we are discussing a circuit with 3 drivers who are probably in the worst car suited for it. Obviously, going to Oschersleben next, what can you do? Can the Mercedes actually keep a win or get a win at Oschersleben, or is it just kind of biting the bullet kind of situation?
Probably biting the bullet. I know the Merc, well, I mean, Oschersleben, there's like 2 straights where the Merc has a chance at getting positions. Other than that, everywhere else, it's
it has a few straights, so just very short. But nonetheless, mate, congratulations on your 31st win here at Simplay Motorsport, and also congratulations to Matt and Fury, who were tied on Driver of the Day by the fans. Jamie obviously giving it to Matt. I'm giving it to Fury, so they're pretty much tied on that anyway.
Very good, Joe. We'll have to share that prize.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
out at Donny.
Nonetheless, it's been an absolutely chaotic week here at Simplay Motorsport. Daytona has brought all sorts of chaos. Will Paul Ricard bring wet weather? That is the question. We had a little taster in the qualifying session at Catalonia. Will we now see it in the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard? Make sure you tune in on Sunday night to see if the rain comes for that. Other than that, make sure you tune in next week as Oschersleben returns back to the calendar. Ferrari, Audi and Lamborghini will all be wanting to try and take a race win there. The Mercedes will be hampered there at that track. We haven't been there since season 3. What can people do? The Porsche not there to defend its reign at that circuit. Can the Pro Boys stick to the track limits? I know it's very difficult to stay on track there, especially with that chicane. But Jamie, awesome night's worth of racing, and just a quick final word from you. Just awesome.
Yeah, an awesome night's worth of racing. It's a shame that Overtaker's not been here tonight. It'd be interesting to see what he could have done in the wet weather. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Matt's going to be very happy with that, having it takes a championship lead with 2 rounds to go, and yeah, move on to a completely different style of circuit of Oschersleben, which is not going to favour the Mercedes one bit. So we'll have to see what happens next week. We might get some more thunderstorms. Next week we just have to wait and see.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. 2 tracks left on the calendar: a chassis downforce circuit and a power circuit at Monza will be the finale. Make sure you tune in here at Simplay Motorsport, and if you want to make sure you don't miss a single bit of racing, hit that bell to be notified. Hit the subscribe button as well. Let's get ourselves up to 500 subscribers here at Simplay Motorsport. Hit that like button as well. But from myself, Jamie, and all the Pro Boys, it's good night.